Guys, what's going on? What is going on? What is going on, guys? It's good to be here. It's good to be here. Let me check my settings here. Hold on. Let me make sure that everything's good. I think we are good. Well, guys, what's up, man? It's here we are on a Sunday. Guys, let me drop the link in the Discord first for anyone who's coming up. We'll do that. Where are we here? Drop this in here. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, so anyone who's coming up, guys, we're gonna talk about cheating today, right? Men and women cheating, but of course, guys, we know that when a man cheats, it's the man's fault, and when the woman cheats, it's the man's fault, right? That's how these women think. They don't ever want to hold women accountable for anything. As I honestly believe women cheat way more than men. Way more than men, right? What a joke. Hold on, guys. Let's do this. Let's do this real fast. Here we go, guys. Let's break some news really fast. Hold on. Keyshawn, what's up, dude? Keyshawn says a man should cheat if he's not getting any. Ray's eye, what's up, dude? He says, as a man, this better to end the relationship than cheat. I mean, just because of morals, but just because of waste time. Yeah, that's true. It's good to see you, my friend. Hold on. There we are. We're good to see you. Laughing man, what's going on? What's going on? What is going on? My friend, as usual, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Seth is here. Steve is here. OG, what's up, dude? Clayton, Tenacity, Bluff City Nerd, Bluff City. How you been, man? It's good to see you. Bach is here. Equilibrium. Akuma, what's going on, guys? Good to see you guys. Brent's here. What's up, guys? Guys, let's... Did I already play the intro? No, I haven't. Okay. You guys see this?
We're continuing to follow our top story tonight. Spirit Airlines suddenly shuts down after 34 years in business. All flights have been canceled, and customer service is no longer available.
Look at that.
Spirit served 14 destinations from O'Hare. The discount airline had been dealing with bankruptcy issues for years and was having trouble dealing with high fuel prices. There was talk it could have been bailed out by the Trump administration, but the two sides could not reach an agreement.
Look at that, guys. So, guys, in memoriam to Spirit Airlines, alas, we knew them well, right? You guys know how many B-dubs now are stranded? You guys know how many foul-mouthed, underheaded B-dubs are stuck in the airport now? Look at that, guys. Spirit Airlines is no longer open for business, man. Guys, I've never flown Spirit. I've never even flown Frontier. Guys, I'm not going to coupon clip for airlines, right? No way. No way, right? And guys, I'm so glad that the government didn't bail these idiots out. $500 million, $400 million bailout package. Please.
And to talk more about the Spirit Airlines shutdown, I'm joined by travel expert Bobby Laurie, who writes and reports on airline issues and is himself a former flight attendant. Bobby, thanks for joining us. We knew Spirit was in financial trouble already, but a lot of people were caught by surprise by how suddenly the airline shut down overnight.
Former flight attendant, huh?
Gay!
What are you hearing about passengers and employees who are stranded right now? What can they do to get home?
Yeah, Spirit
You start flapping your arms.
come out and say that they were going to start winding down operations. I don't think anyone really expected that to mean within just the next few hours. I think folks were thinking that was going to be over the next couple of days. Now, we are looking at passengers that are stranded around the Spirit Airlines system, people that were mid-trip. So some of them might be on their vacation right now, realizing that they may not have a flight home. They are out there looking for those rescue fares that the other airlines in the industry are offering. They're trying to offer some fares down around where the Spirit Airlines price point was, with a cap on them. So most airlines are offering fares for Spirit Airlines ticket holders only, with a cap of $199 each way for shorter flights and $299 for longer flights. One bit of interesting information that hasn't really been reported today is the Spirit Airlines employees, the flight attendants and the pilots that were out there in the system on overnights. They were actually flown home by Spirit Airlines on other airlines today.
Yeah.
They were all contacted overnight and given reservations on competing airlines to make sure that they made it back to where they're supposed to be.
That's good news. A lot of people wondering, of course, what does Spirit's demise, what did it mean for the cost of flying? They were certainly known for their affordability. Do you think other airlines will try to compete in that space, or are airfares going to just keep going up right now?
Yeah, well, JetBlue's already said that they're looking to expand in Fort Lauderdale, which was one of the larger hubs for Spirit, and Chicago also another large hub for Spirit as well. Now, when the low-cost carrier entered a market, you usually saw the competing airlines drop their prices down to be competitive. The airline industry is a reactive industry. So, American Airlines and United Airlines, they're offering basic fares, which is their lowest bucket fare class where nothing's included. You have to add everything else on. That was created just to compete with airlines like Spirit and like Frontier. So now that we've lost with this major low-cost competitor, I think we are definitely going to start to see airline prices rise over the next few months, not just because of the spike in jet fuel prices, but because of the lack of competition.
So what tips can you give people that want to fly but can't afford to fly on the big boys?
Yeah, if you're looking to plan summer vacation or even for the holidays, I would say now is the time to book that. Usually we would say this is too far in advance, but now is the time to go ahead and try to secure that, because also with the loss of Spirit Airlines, there's a lot of seats that used to be out there in inventory that are no longer. Spirit still had about 95 airplanes when they ceased operations this morning. All of those seats now removed from what's available. So what is out there is going to be out there at a premium. So it's best to try to reserve that now.
Also curious as to what degree Spirit's problems were caused by the huge jump in fuel prices we've seen lately because of the war. And is this something of a canary in the coal mine for this industry?
Absolutely. Now, Spirit Airlines CEO has said that it was the rising fuel prices that actually put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, and that was what broke the camel's back. Now, we were looking at, they did have a possible merger with Frontier Airlines back in 2022. Spirit actually pulled out of that to accept the JetBlue merger offer, which, as we know,
but then the Biden administration blocked it.
Not getting approved. So by way of seeing what the CEO of Spirit Airlines said, that this was caused by the fuel prices, airlines hedge their fuel costs. The fuel that the airlines are using right now was actually purchased 6 to 8 months ago. But as those prices begin to deplete because they're burning that jet fuel, they got to start hedging for the next 6 to 8 months. And airlines are buying fuel now at today's prices with that spike in fuel prices because of the Iran war. So in the next couple of months, we're going to start to see airline prices rise because of the cost of fuel that they're currently paying for the next couple of months, on top of the fact that we've lost the competitor in the industry.
Very quickly, Bobby, looking at your postings online, you're warning people the situation now is ripe for scammers. What are the concerns there?
Absolutely. When you're trying to now get back home, if you are a Spirit Airlines ticket holder,
You gotta rent a car and drive. Shoot.
Try to go directly to an airline, go to the ticket counter or call their customer service number to try to get those rescue fares. Don't go online and search for them. There's a lot of scammers that are paying to be at the top.
Look at this, guys.
Marissa, thank you so much. Now to the major shock for air travelers across the country. Spirit Airlines, known for its...
Yeah, guys, in memoriam, student airlines, right? Just in the wind. All we are is just in the wind. Only for a moment's gone. Now, where are all the B-dubs and ghetto knuckleheads gonna fly? Right, guys? And I don't feel bad for them. I really don't. You know? There's nothing worse than when you have a product or like a restaurant or something that you go to a lot, and then they like lower the price, and then all the trash comes walking in. It sucks, man. It really does. You guys check this out.
Bright yellow planes and budget fares grounding operations for good after failing to get a bailout from the federal government. This abrupt announcement leaves 17,000 workers without jobs. Here is a layoff notice sent to now former employees this morning. And flyers across the country, they are in limbo now with thousands of flights canceled. That includes 24 right here at Detroit Metro, where the Spirit Airlines shutdown is sure to have major impacts. Spirit ranked number 2 at the airport in total flights last year. More than 1.7 million Spirit passengers flew through DTW in 2025. Now, other airlines, they are stepping up to help those stranded travelers. We'll have those details in just a moment. But first, 7 News Detroit reporter Tiara Braddock speaking with the people from all walks of life who have been affected in different ways. Tonight, she's raising the voices of a flight attendant whose career was cut short, a family forced to drive all the way from Texas to Michigan, and a man who just happened to be on one of the last Spirit flights into the state.
This is what the Spirit check-in area looks like right here at Metro Airport. Now,
your B-dub can get it. How you doing? You know?
One customer or staff member in sight. So many people have been impacted by the closure of this airline.
And we finally got like the letter, the confirmation, like that was it.
Yeah. Razor said I should do farewell. I actually think that I have some airport ones saved that were at Spirit Airlines. Yeah.
And it was like, I just started crying immediately.
Taylor resident Kelsey Durard was a flight attendant for Spirit Airlines for nearly 10 years. At around 2 a.m. on Saturday, she and thousands of other flight attendants received a notice that Spirit Airlines was shutting down for good.
To not have the heads up to even know to look for another job. And now you're just kind of down and out, you know. And our union is fighting for us. And I hope that we can get something going.
As flight attendants come to terms with Spirit's unexpected closure, passengers are also feeling the impact. I spoke to Flat Rock resident Sue Kerstetter, whose family traveled.
I think we found the missing link, dude. Look at this thing right
to Houston
here
for a robotics competition and was expecting to fly back home to Michigan through Spirit. But now, she and her family decided to drive more than 20 hours to get back home.
We were actually all excited because we got a good deal on a round trip, and we never thought in a million years this would happen. Even when people were telling us that there was something going on, we never thought that it would be shut down so quickly.
We were the last flight to claim our bags from downstairs, so it was pretty crazy. I have the bag tags right here as proof.
I also caught up with Brendan Seachuck, who was on the last Spirit flight that came into Michigan Friday night.
Not really too many things different about it. The passengers, not so much. Even the flight attendants, they weren't really. I asked them when we got on the flight, and I said, "You guys nervous?" And they say, "Yeah, we really don't know like too much about what's going on."
As for Kelsey Durard,
I don't know if I'm going to go back to flying or what's next, but.
Do you hope Spirit will make a comeback?
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. This is my dream
It's cooked, guys.
job. Like I was only 22 when I got the job and it just felt unreal. And, you know, the last 10 years have been so special to me. So if they made a comeback, that'd be like the best thing ever.
At Metro Airport in Romulus, Tiara Braddock, 7 News Detroit.
Tira, thank you so much for that report. Now, certainly an emotional day for former Spirit employees. Tonight, some crew members reminiscing at a gathering on Grosse Ile.
We're numb. We're speechless. We're no words. Our insurance expires at midnight tonight. No insurance.
24 hours.
Everything is done at midnight tonight. No.
Yeah, these look like Spirit employees, don't they, guys?
Like, make sure you backtrack everything because once tomorrow hits, you're not going to be able to access any of your accounts.
We thought that there was hope. And then we started hearing yesterday that maybe not. And then as the day went on, the news got more dire and more dire. And here we are today with nothing.
Spirit says travelers who book flights with credit or debit cards will be automatically refunded. And as thousands rush to rebook canceled flights, the Department of Transportation says major airlines are capping ticket prices for Spirit customers. JetBlue is offering $99 one-way fares through.
Cooked. Look at that, guys. Look at that, guys. Here, there's one more.
And we're
story
continuing
here.
to follow our top story tonight.
Are now scrambling to make new plans after the carrier announced overnight it is shutting down. Fox 26's McKenna Earnhardt is live at Bush Intercontinental's Terminal A with those details. McKenna.
Yeah, Tom,
Yeah, McKenna here can get it, you know? How you doing?
Here with a former Spirit Airlines employee. This is Asia. She was going on 4 years as a flight attendant with the airline. A lot of questions people have had now that this bankruptcy has happened is now that Spirit Airlines is shut down altogether is what happens to the employees, the pilots, flight attendants, mechanics. So many people, over 17,000 people were employed with the company. One of them right here. So Asia, can you tell me about your experience when you first heard that Spirit Airlines was no more?
When I first heard, my mom actually notified me I was actually asleep. I was sound asleep, and my mom called me. I'm not feeling well, so you can tell I'm a little sick. So I didn't register what she said, and then I had another fellow colleague of mine call me, and she was like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, I know everything's probably canceled." And I'm like, "Cancel? What do you mean?"
Yeah.
So I go and I check all my itineraries, and I check my email, and it says like, "Hey guys, this is what we're moving forward. If you are somewhere, this is what we're going to do. This is our procedure. This is our process." And just to be on standby and wait for them to contact us to get us where we got to go.
Cool.
Okay, so you didn't get a prior heads up from Spirit Airlines that they may be shutting down altogether.
Well, so yes, they did keep us informed with emails and just letting us updating us about those things because, I mean, let's be honest, we get those all over, but they were just more so reassuring us like, "Hey guys, we're going to stand strong with each other. It's better together than without." So yeah, they did. They definitely did.
Okay, very nice. And so now what position? Are you from Houston? Is this your home?
No, not at all. I actually was working a flight yesterday. I did some other things prior to coming to work, and then they pulled me. They're like, "Hey, we actually need you to work this flight Atlanta to Houston." It was going to be a one and done, and then I was supposed to deadhead today, which is basically just ride as a passenger today, later on this evening, and a simple trip. And
I don't feel bad for her, guys. I don't. I really, really don't, guys. This is capitalism right here. And also, this is the Democrats' fault too. Because JetBlue and Spirit should have been able to merge to be a stronger company.
Yesterday was just a regular day. You got up, met my crew. Everyone was like, "Yeah, we've been here." It was nice. It was an easy flight, so I didn't expect this, but
Yeah.
we're here.
So now you're in Houston. What has Spirit said or done to help you get back home to Atlanta?
Oh, so I was waiting by the line, so I waited about till 12 o'clock because I've been up since 7 this morning. So about 12 o'clock, I reached out to them, and then I got about like a 10, 15-minute wait. They called me back, and they were like, "Hey, Mrs. Smith, we want to let you know we are willing to like get you back home. Give us 1 second." They operated that within not even 5 minutes. Honestly, she got back with me. I was booked for the
Cooked. That's the end of Spirit Airlines, guys. And once again, guys, man, oh man, guys, put in the chat what Spirit Airlines was known for. You know what I'm saying? Just people acting ghetto, stupid, dumb. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Hold on. Guys, this is what Spirit Airlines is known for, guys. Here we go.
Spirit Airlines flight to Philadelphia delayed. Multiple passengers upset, some throwing their garbage at Spirit employees.
We've all seen the endless videos of fights with Spirit Airlines.
It's a video that's now been viewed by millions.
Oh my God. Oh. Spirit Airlines passengers.
Anytime you walk by Spirit Airlines, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Attacked employees upset for having to verify their bag size.
Total chaos at the ticket counter. Broward County deputies were forced to cuff some passengers.
And you guys know, you notice who the people who are fighting, guys, what they look like?
Well.
Are you shocked, guys? Because I certainly am not, right? Guys, what an absolute joke. And guys, you get what you paid for, you know? Honestly. You get what you pay for.
Who'd had enough. The trouble exploded after Spirit canceled 9 flights.
But Spirit Airlines is more than just Mortal Kombat. Yes, that does appear to be a rat on the plane. This grandchild found himself in the wrong destination.
It was 6-year-old Casper's first time flying on his own. His grandmother, Maria Ramos, eagerly waiting to pick him up. But there was no sign of Casper.
They told me, no, he's not in this flight. He missed his flight. I said, no, he could not miss his flight because I have the check-in tag.
Instead of flying from Philadelphia to Fort Myers, the unaccompanied boy was sent to Orlando.
He had this.
Oops.
On all the way that says, I don't know if you could see it, Final Destination RSW. You know? Why? What happened there?
This guy's luggage didn't quite survive.
I was appalled.
When his bag didn't turn up, he put in a public records request to the airport for security footage at the gate.
I had a gut feeling that something went wrong.
On the video, you see one Spirit worker approach Brooks's bag where he left it. He then takes it behind the counter. Minutes later, after all the passengers on his flight had boarded,
you see her put some things in her pockets, then dump the rest of the contents and the bag itself into the trash can.
She stole the stuff out of his bag and then threw it in the trash can.
Here's the video right here. The man who lost that bag says he had family heirlooms and life-saving medication inside that bag.
Oh my.
Spirit has refunded him for the cost of his flight and for the items he lost.
I told you guys, you put B-dubs in charge of anything and you're just cooked. You're cooked.
Let's be honest. Also, as consumers, when we go to the airport, we can get really heated. Our flights are canceled. This is
damn. She can get it. She can get it. You know what I'm saying?
Spirit, who knows what happened? And it seems like that's a retaliatory thing. Still, you don't do that.
Totally. Yeah, she was just settling the score. But this has happened more than once.
Yeah.
According to a report from the Broward Sheriff's Office, this man, Kush Venghetto, 25 years old, is charged with grand theft. We went to his listed address, but a man who answered said he wasn't aware of the charges and that Venghetto wasn't home. Spirit confirming another worker is under investigation as well.
Now, this next story isn't Spirit's fault, but it did happen when this woman was on a Spirit flight.
You guys remember this one?
So I'm including it because what unfolds is a spectacle you have to see.
I've been waiting there for at least 2 hours.
That's because as she was waiting, according to an arrest affidavit and pictures, 29-year-old Junior Brazil apparently had her pink hard shell suitcase in the back of an airport retail store where he worked. The next morning, her Apple Watch is sending a signal coming from this house.
So you pull up to the house and you see luggage and suitcases all over the place outside?
Everywhere, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We went to that house to talk to Bazile.
There was another one where they stole this chick's iPad and it was pinging from inside their house.
He was stealing luggage from the airport for people's luggage?
My daughter told me that. He never told me that.
When we told her at one point Garcia's Apple Watch was pinging from inside of her house, this happened. That was coming from your house.
If you don't want to go to jail with me,
She yanks the ID right off my...
Look at this, guys. What an absolute idiot.
You stupid woman. Neck, and then claims that I hit her.
yes, put me in the camera. Put me in the camera. Put me in the camera.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. Oh, man.
I had to win.
What a joke. You guys here, there's one more thing about the Spirit Airlines. Guys, check this out.
People are going.
Look at this, guys.
Haha, Spirit Airlines are shutting down, so now everybody's going to go to Delta, United, JetBlue. All the black people now are going to have to go to those airlines. They're being real mean on social media about that shit. A white boy, you know how many white boys I've seen in that very first seat on the Spirit flight?
But they're not fighting and giving each other stone cold stunners and stuff. You know what I mean? What are you talking about?
Them fine ass white boys, they love the Spirit first class. How dare you? White ladies too, that front seat, they love that seat.
Ugh. Here we go.
All right.
Why is a race card not out? Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me just do that here. Hold on. Gotta, do that.
So everybody's talking about Spirit, right? So let me tell you how Spirit really fucked us. Because not only did they, they shut down, so everybody that had flights, basically they losing their flights. So what is really crazy about it is that if you booked with a credit card, you'll get a refund. Not immediately, but allegedly you're gonna get a refund. If you book with credit, if you book with a voucher or points or something like that, it says you gotta wait till they go through the bankruptcy part. So that's gonna be forever. But the thing that pissed me off is I booked with my credit card. I booked with my Amex Platinum. So I should have got a full refund, right? But no, a week before my flight, they canceled. A week before my flight, they canceled my flight and gave me a voucher. Now, normally when Spirit cancels your flight, they rebook you on the next available flight. Did they do that this time?
Nope.
No, they gave me a voucher.
Oops.
So I had to rebook a whole nother flight, totally different flight, going from different airports too, because that was the only one that was the same amount as the voucher. Why? So now I'm not going to get a refund because I used the voucher. They set me up. They did that shit on purpose. They really set people up. I feel like they did that to a lot of people.
Cooked, guys. Cooked. You're going to see a whole lot of these dunderheaded B-dubs talking about...
Spirit Airlines closing reminds me that our oppressor has always taught us how to oppress others.
What?
So let me talk about it. See, Auntie's old, so I remember.
No thanks. But here, let's like I said, RIP to Spirit Airlines. You guys have so much. That's no moon.
You gotta clip that.
Guys, look
much
at this.
aviation stuff to talk about. I'm gonna have to break it up into a couple videos. First of all, Spirit, my Sky sisters, I am so sorry for you. I seen the lines at the airport coming into San Juan today, wrapped around the corner.
Sky Sisters, what is she, an avatar?
I guess so, but look at some people just do not carry weight well at all.
Sorry that y'all lost y'all job. And I'm not gonna do too much on Spirit because me and my best friend were talking the other day and we were talking about how it's really nothing like your first airline.
Get to the point. She's a stewardess? Guys, don't you want as little weight on the plane as possible? Anyways, guys, here, check this out, right? This is unrelated, but we'll do this too, and then we'll get in the topic, okay? Now, guys, look at this. This is U.S. rent prices versus income, all right? So this is 85. Watch. 86. This is 87. Look at this. See that? Now, guys, what happened right here in 1990? Anyone? Anyone know? Affirmative action. Right? What is it? They started doing things like, NAFTA and letting all the cheap labor in from Mexico. They started outsourcing jobs in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Are you guys shocked? And even in 85. Look at this. This is right when you started seeing single moms, was the mid to late 80s. This is when you started seeing women, the 60s, 70s, fine, but the 80s was when the traditional, women working in that local type of workforce, and then men working far from home, and all that it started falling apart in the 80s, right? And you can see this right here, right around the late 80s, and then the affirmative action and the sourcing and the open border stuff started around here. Now watch. Look at that. This blue line is income, guys. Make it this bigger. Look at that. Look at this. So you can see the tech boom, the dot-com bubble burst, And guys, what's also going on here is there's more and more people that are living by themselves. Okay? America has never been set up for the majority of the populace to live on their own. Especially post-war, America has been about families, about a man and a woman and their children living in a house. But instead, you have one man living in a house and the woman that he's supposed to be married to living in her house, or they're both renting apartments. Of course, rent's going to go up. Look at that. Still going up. And guys, Canada is even worse. Canada is way, way, way worse. Guys, hit the like button on the way in. Look at that, guys. So this is around 2008. Now, here's the thing. When we had this dip right here, guys, Canada didn't. Canada's kept going up because the Canadian government and the Canadian industries were heavily investing in real estate. Look at that. Absolutely insane.
Well, that second dip that you pointed out doesn't even matter because the increase in prices go right back to where it was.
Yep. So guys, this is where it ended. Right after the cough. And guys, Democrats have been doing everything in their power to keep this from going up and keep this staying going up. Because guys, you will lower this by getting these illegals out of here, encouraging men and women to live together, have families, and get married. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. That's what's going to cut the housing crisis down. But instead, they have all these feminists and all these goofballs, right? They're doing everything that's in their power. Plus, they're raising taxes. What a joke. Guys, this is why you have to be the most successful version of yourself. Guys, put yourself first. Make sure that you are successful. Guys, you're living below your means, taking care of business, saving, investing, so that you don't have to worry about any of this. Look at this, guys. Look at this jump. Man. And look at these comments. You guys will put stuff like this, and in the next moment turn around and say how much socialism sucks. Yeah, because socialism's the answer. Please.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been straight. Run them up.
Look at that. Guy says the good news is the supply of labor has gone up with women entering the job market and loose migration. And so many people live alone instead of getting married. So the housing market will be strong for years to come. Yeah. Yep. Look at that. What a joke. You guys, people still talk about communism and socialism. Let's hear. There's a clip that I found. And guys, this B-dub, she actually sums up communism. Hold on. In like one sentence here. And guys, it's crazy when B-dubs actually make sense. Hold on. Matt, dude, check this out. Watch this. This sums up communism better than any argument that I've ever heard. Watch.
You want free food, you want free food, you want free health care, you want everything to be distributed equally. You only want the authorities to have the guns. You don't gotta keep trying to change America. All you gotta do is go to prison, stupid bitch. There is a world for you in prison, stupid bitch.
She's right?
Yep.
Prison is like the model of socialism. Everyone gets free food. They can go to the doctor and get free health care. They have the same measured amount of space, the same measured amount of food, right? And then only the administration has guns.
Well, and the analogy fits because, people that, live underneath communism they don't have any rights. They don't have any freedoms. And the government can waste them at any time. And there's no recourse.
Yeah. Now, guys, let's get to the topic here, right? Because, guys, we're talking about cheating, right? Now, guys, let's talk about cheating here really fast. Because, guys, there's studies that show that men and women cheat at the same rates, all right? There are studies that show that women cheat a little less, but I think that the actual updated studies show that it's about the same, but that's physical cheating. I honestly believe that if you count validation and attention from strange men, women cheat way more than men. Way more than men with their personal trainer, their massage therapist, their work husband, the guy at her job who she lets rub her shoulders. She gives her personal trainer her number, and anytime she has a fight with her husband, she's texting this guy while she's in bed with her husband next to him. Guys, women cheat way more. And I believe it's actually worse when women cheat. Guys, put a 1 if you agree. Because women have to have feelings to actually cheat, especially physically. See, guys, here's the thing. Us men can bang a chick and she can get hit by a bus tomorrow and we won't care. We just won't. We're not really wired that way. Now, it helps, guys, and it's safest to actually don't sleep with a chick unless you actually have feelings for her and you actually, guys, we're going to get into morals here, okay? Now, guys, I'm going to take cheating out of morality, okay? And we'll get into that here in a little bit. Guys, I don't think sleeping around, having lots of casual sex is a good thing for men or women, honestly, right? Guys, even if you're a Chad, fine, banging, clang a little bit, but banging 70, 80, guys, it's just not safe. It's not safe, right? For your health.
Well, and especially the people that engage in that loose behavior.
Yeah.
Those are the exact ones that contract, STIs.
Yeah, the herp derp, the high five. You can get some crazy chick that freaking slips you a roofie and you pass out, and then you wake up to her burn you with cigarettes. This guy called into Tom Leykis' show back in the day, and he was saying that he got roofied by a chick, and then she burned a pentagram into his chest with a cigar. Crazy. Guys, you never know who you're dealing with ever. Plus, guys, once again, you don't know who these chicks are. You don't know who they know. You don't know, and you do not want to get one of these chicks pregnant. You don't, guys. You don't. So I don't think that any guy, especially a young guy who's worth a damn, right? If you're 18 to 28, you might feel the need to actually go out and bang. Guys, stay home, play Xbox, right? Serious. If you can find a good chick while you're in college or you're in the military, she's a traditional woman, guys, lock her down and get out the game. If you honestly believe that if you've been red pilled enough and you can look at our talking points and look at the facts, data, statistics, and you feel like you've properly vetted her, hey, rock and roll. But until then, guys, monk mode, passports. That's it. That's it. That's one of the fundamental things I disagree with, like Fresh and Fit and a lot of them about guys got to bang a bunch of girls, bro. No, you don't. And guys, a measure of a man is not if you can bang a bunch of chicks or not. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, so guys, and another thing too, guys, and this is controversial to say, but once I say it, you guys can let me know if you agree. Just because a man cheats doesn't make him a bad father. I repeat.
I don't actually think that being a bad father and being a bad husband, I think that you can divorce those two.
Ding,
pull them apart.
Ding. Thank you.
You can be a bad husband, right? But still be a great father.
Yes. And I remember the lead attorney, he was talking to a guy who was like trying to say that if a man cheats, he's a scumbag and he's a bad father. It's like, no, that's not at all. Because one of the things that modern women try and do is they will judge their fathers not from a child's place, but as if the father did something wrong to the mom, they did something wrong to them. You're a child, guys. I can't judge my parents' relationship like I was there as an adult. I'm their child. You know what I'm saying? Even though they aren't my mommy and daddy, I don't understand their adult dynamic. See, young boys don't really do that, but young girls will, oh, my dad was a piece of trash. How do you know that? Did you get his side of the story? Matt, you were saying?
Well, you know what I want to say is I think that the people who get the good husband versus the good father thing confused are people that believe that if you cheat on your wife, you're somehow not prioritizing your children. And I think that they're like extending it in that a kind of indirect way. Do you know what I mean? Like if your child is your priority, then what your priority is not to do is to screw up that child's life. So like I think that in a clinical sense, you can in sort of an adult way, you can separate those two things. Whereas other people who see and classify things as kind of like priorities, they're going to mix those things. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to see them as more connected.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to disagree with you. I'm just trying to explain how the reasoning works, I think.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think that men and women cheat for different reasons. I think that women cheating is more accepted. That women always say that it was someone else's fault that they cheated, or they were just weak, or that they made it seem like they're victims, like they slipped and fell onto another man's private parts. That's not how it works, right? If your wife or your girlfriend cheats on you, they're like, oh, well, what did you do? It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. And guys, I believe that the man, men don't cheat for no reason. Most of the time, men don't cheat unless they have a good reason. Often, because it's up to the wife. Okay, it's up to both parties to make sure that the marriage is good, right? But oftentimes you see women will do certain things to get a man, and then once they're married, they don't think that they have to do more to keep the man. Because after the I do's, that's the hard part. Women used to know back in the day that if they had a good man, there was other chicks in the neighborhood who were after your husband. So you had to work twice as hard to keep a good man. You know? And now women don't think that they owe anything. They don't see the duty, the honor, the obligation in a marriage. That's why you have sexless marriages. And we're going to talk about that here in just a moment, okay? Guys, you should never, ever put up with a sexless marriage or sexless relationship. It's a power play, guys. That's all it is. When women use sex as a weapon, you know, that's almost as bad as them using your child as a weapon. Guys, you do not have to deal with this. And it's never cheaper to keep her either, ever. Guys, your freedom is priceless. I don't care if you lose everything and you end up in a one-bedroom apartment, guys. You have your freedom. You have your peace of mind. You don't have to deal with these dunderheads anymore. So it says, based on research, men are most likely to cheat when experiencing emotional dissatisfaction, deep boredom, or lack of personal discipline. Do you guys see this? Lack of personal discipline, eh? Do you guys think that they're going to say this when if I pull up, why do women cheat?
Probably not. I don't think that this is almost like you could make the argument for, like, you know, the soft bigotry of low expectations, because I don't think that the discipline is at all expected when it comes to women.
Yeah. Yep.
Like they literally, like, they believe that, like, women cannot be disciplined at all.
Look at this. So women often cheat due to a lack of emotional or physical fulfillment, a feeling neglected, or to regain a sense of self-worth.
Yes.
You see the difference, guys?
Let me splooge on your face and renew that sense of self-worth.
Your sense of self-worth. Here, let me help you with your self-esteem.
Let me help you with that.
Look at motivation stem from deep unhappiness, a desire for validation, unmet needs, or the thrill of novelty. It's rarely about sex alone, but rather a combination of emotional isolation, trauma, the need of affirmation. You guys see this victimhood right here? Look at that, guys. Whereas men, it's all just men are trash. Look at this. So men, emotional disconnection, relationship issues, boredom, midlife or developmental milestones, life transitions, and lack of personal discipline. Look at that. So they say men cheating is not always about sex. The need.
Hold on. Look at the definitions. Motivations frequently stem from deep unhappiness, the desire for validation. So these are all like when they're describing.
Yeah.
No, you had the right one up. They're like describing that these are all deficits when it comes to things that women should have.
Yep.
But then when it comes to the to the other one where it talks about why men do it, well, those are things that men should be doing and then don't do. You know, lack of personal discipline.
This deficit on men's part.
Right.
Look at that. Look, sometimes men cheat to intentionally cause pain as a form of revenge for perceived wrongs. Please. Look at that.
The perceived wrongs.
Look at that, guys. What a joke. This guy says, I'm in my early 40s, and now it seems like many people are looking to have affairs at this age. I have some theories. A lot of men get to the age when the craziness of having babies and really small kids around dies down and left with the "is this all there is" attitude. No, I think that guys get older, right? They're 45, 55. They're in gray fox stage, and there's more chicks throwing themselves at them. Guys, 45-year-old me gets way more attention from chicks than 25-year-old me does. It's crazy. All you young guys out there, once you hit 35 and up, oh, man, I'm telling you guys. And guys, hey, Matt, who do men cheat with?
What's available. But
women.
Yeah.
Men cheat with women. You know what I'm saying? Like what are you talking? Like people just act like women are absolved of any and all responsibility. It doesn't make any sense. What a joke. Someone says people don't exactly advertise when they're trapped in dead bedrooms. So, ooh, guys, look at this. Reddit, dead bedrooms. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Here, hold on. Look at this. Women, so physical, mental health, so emotional disconnect, stress, lifestyle, asexual orientation. Okay. So yeah, guys, once women stop having sex with you, you're just cooked. But guys, once again, I'm not saying that it's moral to cheat on your wife, your girlfriend. But guys, there are chicks that are so crazy about sex. They think that a guy watching porn is cheating. So she won't give him any, but he can't pull up something and rub one out. And she thinks that that's cheating. Guys, that's control. That's all it is. What a joke, right? Guys, you should not put up with this at all. Here, guys. Let's look at this quick. Look at this. A sexless marriage. Guys, anyone who's coming up, guys, hit the StreamYard link. And guys, let me know in the chat if you've ever been in a sexless relationship. You know what I mean? Guys, why would anyone put up with this? Why? Once again, the people who do this, it's a power play. That's all it is, especially women. It just doesn't make any sense because any woman, I think that there's a lot of chicks, and guys, chime in here if you agree. The alpha widow thing is the reason why there's a lot of sexless marriages. These chicks, huh?
The what?
What's that? Alpha widow. Have you ever heard of this term?
No.
A snowboard?
I believe that it's she got with Chad one time back in the day, and now she always thinks she wants to go back to that. So every man after that is like chump change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she met Giga Chad.
Yeah.
Chad Thunderstroke. You know
Bill
what I'm saying?
Cosby.
Yeah, mega Chad. You know what I'm saying? And he was just blasting those guts up. You know what I'm saying? And now she's old. She's in her 30s. She has the babies, and she's trying to get one in right before the buzzer. So she settles for friggin' Poindexter, who she doesn't respect, who she doesn't like, right? He has this kid, is in this marriage that she can't stand. She doesn't like this guy at all. So she disrespects him, treats him like trash, doesn't sleep with him, you know, embarrasses him, all because she thinks she's settled.
Well,
that's an alpha widow.
See, you know, when you were bringing up like the cheating and the sexless marriage, what I wanted to say is a lot of this has to do with respect in women's eyes, and when they don't respect you, this kind of stuff inevitably happens.
Yeah.
And you know, I know that you've said this before about other things, but really when it comes down to this, in my view, you know, once that respect is gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then you have to move on and find another person. Even if you have like children with this person, you can go through therapy and they can act like they have respect for you, but it's just an act.
Yeah, it would
You know
be
what
like
I mean?
It'd be like Mayor Pete's train spill and then you try and grow a crop on the land. Guys, the land is cooked. It's cooked. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, you're not going to be able to grow anything there. But yeah, guys.
Once this woman has gotten it in her mind that she can knuckle you under whenever she needs to or wants to, and you've let her get away with that lesson never leaves her conscious mind. And it's a distinct you want to be in a relationship with a woman that respects you, and that's just the bottom line. You don't want to try and rescue a relationship where these types of things have been done to you by a woman. There's no coming back from that. You move on and you find a different person if that's what you want to do. But I wouldn't ever tolerate this or think that you're gonna somehow transform her through therapy and that make these things go away. No, they never go away.
Yeah. Guys, here's the thing too. Never, ever, 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 ever stay with a woman who cheated on you. Ever. The disrespect. Nope. If you stay with this chick, you are letting her know it's okay to disrespect you. That you're just okay with one of the worst forms of disrespect that there is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And guys, once again, this is not about morality, right? Because here's the thing. Guys, I can say this, right? I think cheating's immoral. But can it be necessary? Yes. Just like I think killing is immoral. Because I think that taking a human life, no matter what situation, is immoral. Now, is it necessary? Yes. Right? Self-defense. Fine. I still think it's immoral, but it's necessary. Guys,
this is an issue where AJ and I will sincerely disagree with each other, but we come from two different walks of life.
But here's the thing, though. Just because you are forced to do an immoral act out of necessity, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that bad of a thing. It was necessary. I think that the act of taking a human life is wrong. But there are times. Look at our laws, right? We have murder, we have manslaughter, and we have self-defense, right? The intent, right? So even though the outcome to me is wrong, there's different levels. You know what I'm saying? But I think that taking a human life is wrong. But at the same time, you got to do what you got to do. As a realist, you got to do. What I'm saying is I think cheating's wrong, but there are guys that have been in 8 years, 12 years in a marriage, no sex. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Sexual self-defense. Yo, that's the name for a band, guys. If we're gonna start a band, that's gonna be our band name.
we're gonna coin this phrase, justifiable a grape.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all sexual self-defense. Yeah, guys, I don't know what they're supposed to do, because there are guys that I pulled up on Reddit. 8 years, 10 years, not getting any at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane as a man. Because the reason why you get married is to have sole sexual access. That's the point. Because this is the difference between women in the West and women everywhere else. Women everywhere else, they're told that sleeping with your husband is part of your wifely duties. But guys, once again, I challenge anyone in this chat to name any duty that a woman has in the West. Can you name one? Us men, we have to protect the nation, sign up for the draft. You know what I'm saying? We are compelled to sign up to where we're in a pool or we have to protect the nation. That's
the duty. The only duty that women in the West actually have is a duty to themselves in their own minds. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
They're always looking after number one. That's
It's
the
true.
only thing that you can rely on them to do.
Yeah.
Cardi B says, "My duty is to shake my booty."
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Did you see like how that one clip of her concert where she had her BBL out, and there's a reason why she keeps falling over? It's 'cause it's so big she can't really move around with it anymore. She keeps falling down at her shows. Disgusting.
Nice.
Okay, so yes, a sexless marriage is generally defined by researchers and therapists as having sex less than once a month or fewer than 10 times a year, affecting roughly 15 to 40% of couples. It's not a foregone conclusion, but often a gradual, reversible development. Common causes include stress, exhaustion, resentment, hormonal changes, or lack of emotional safety rather than lack of attraction.
Actually,
You're married to them.
I want to say that when it comes to the males part, from what I've seen, and maybe I only see like a cross segment of this, but I actually think that ingesting alcohol on a nightly basis for many men, like, you know, I'm talking maybe the Pulse 35 crowd, when you're habitually using alcohol, I think that it destroys a man's libido. And so I think that this actually becomes a way of like numbing you. And then because you're numb, you're never quite in the mood. Does that make sense? So, so that 15 to 40% that you were quoting, I think that part of that is self-inflicted, that they're choosing the alcohol over.
No, because women, oftentimes it's the woman not giving men sex.
Yes, but what I'm saying is the segment that I am talking about. They are doing it to themselves because they are choosing the alcohol over having those types of relationships with their wives.
Well,
I've seen this with substance abuse specifically.
I agree that might be a small percentage because there are women who say my husband. I knew a girl whose ex-husband, he was on like very, very high blood pressure medicine, his libido it was gone. Well, he wouldn't get himself healthy. So they were fighting about it.
Yeah,
and he was like, I don't know what your problem is, but one of the side effects was, you know, in that higher dosage, because he was a big guy, he was like, you know, 340 pounds, but you know, you just don't. It just kills your libido. You know?
Well, and you know, alcohol numbs, so it's harder to get aroused. And then when it comes to opiates, it makes it literally almost impossible for a man to have a climax.
Yeah.
So like,
I think that the number one issue though is there's a whole bunch of men out there, and I think this has been the case, you know, since time immemorial, where there's been men in these where they're sold this bill of goods that once you get married, bro, you'll be getting it all the time. And then they say I do and figure out
You've been had, you've been took, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
And men naturally have a higher sex drive than women do. Now, here's the thing, guys. I can give my girl a shout out because, you know, one of her friends is married, and you know, she was talking, you know, so she and her husband have a kid, and she talked about being tired and blah 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 blah, and how he wants sex and blah. And my girl goes, look, whether you enjoy it or not, look, just lay there, right? Because you don't want him going somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Just look. So how long does it actually take? You know what I'm like? Hey, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know, like. Just
not asking for a lot. Yeah,
you're not asking.
Be half asleep.
For
Be asleep.
Yeah. So, but seriously, us guys,
no, I am. Yeah,
guys, it doesn't take much for us. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, and guys, once again, our sex drive is different than a lot of women. Guys, put a 1 in this chat if you've met a chick where her whole sex everything was like a damn Rubik's cube. You're like, what is a can't we just roll over and get it in? No, I have to light the candles and put the song on, and then you gotta.
Oh,
you know,
one
do
of
it. Like,
those.
no. what's the point? Can I just roll over and come on, man? Like, I'm not saying that you don't prioritize, a woman, but there are just some chicks that are emotionally repressed. They have daddy issues and trauma. So getting them to like let go, and the stars have to align, and getting them to like let go enough to actually get aroused is like friggin' solving that friggin' tunnel on the last crusade. You guys remember how Indiana Jones, he was stepping on the blocks?
Yeah.
In the damn cave in the Crusades. Come on, man. Guys, no. And
There's
also
an old Native American saying, it says, if she don't hawk to her, I don't talk to her.
Oh,
got the cloud too.
No, you guys ever see the whole? Hold on. Where's Instagram? Hold on. Look at this. Go on.
From now on, whenever snowboarder comes in, you have to introduce him like that. With the clown. You got to do that.
Hold on. Look. This is for you, Matt, and me, because our girls are Asian. Here we go.
Every time you talk to me, you bring up Asian shit.
Yeah,
Like,
what's
you
wrong with
only like me because I'm Asian?
Yeah.
What?
If it ain't Asian, I ain't chasing. If it ain't ABG, she ain't the one for me. If she ain't squinting, I ain't sprinting. If it ain't rice, it ain't nice. You know what I'm
saying? They have a whole like list of these. It's hilarious, So, anyways, I digress. Yeah, guys. But sexist marriages are so common. It's nuts, right? And men are just expected to just put up with this, all this crap you got to do, and you have a woman who, and guys, I don't care what anyone says. 90% of the time, it's a power play. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's all it is. These women think that they can just hold sex over you.
Well, don't you remember that comedy sketch that was like back in like Saturday Night Live when it was during the Clinton thing, and it was during like the Monica Lewinsky nonsense that came out. And I remember there were comedians that went on Saturday Night Live and defended Hillary Clinton and said, well, maybe when you're first lady, you shouldn't have to go down on your man. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I literally think it's from that vein of thinking.
Your secretary will.
But that's exactly what they were. That's exactly what the comedy skit was about. That if you're the first lady, you don't. You shouldn't have to suck a dick and blah blah blah. And it's like, no, she's still his wife.
Yeah,
she needs to take care of him the way that he takes care of her. So like, I think that like it's like that women think that Western women think that they're like demeaning themselves if they allow their husbands to have sex with them, like it's a job.
And Handmaid's Tale thing.
Well, yes, and this attitude is extremely toxic, and it's sort of inhuman because what it says to me is that for a long time, these women have been associating sex with something that they can trade in order to get something. That's not a wife. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Yeah, which makes sense in the regular sense, but when you're talking about a husband and a wife, and that's one thing that I can say that kind of like religion gets right, is they kind of elevate sex into this like thing that husband and wife are supposed to share. with each other, like that's one of the few things I can say religion does get.
Yes.
Get right is its views on sex, because one of the worst things that's happened is, especially with women who have the most to risk, the most to lose by being whores, is downgrading sex to just this transactional thing, like
commoditizing.
Lowering the importance of sex. Now, guys, I'm gonna throw a curveball here, right? Guys, the only time where women can experience what it's like being in sexist relationships, right? Guys, what do you think it is? Anyone?
Hopefully it has something to do with their fathers.
There we go.
Lesbians. Lesbian. Lesbians. Lesbians. Lesbian. Lesbians. Lesbians. Lesbian. Lesbians. 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 Lesbians.
The John Lennon thing always gets me.
Guys, lesbian bed death. I did a video on this like a year and a half ago, guys.
What is that?
Right. Lesbian bed death, right? That's when they where because lesbians, when they first get together, they'll like, you know, they'll DJ each other for hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
DJ Tuna Fish in the house.
Oh!
Finding that man. Whoa.
Oh! With the new album called Flick the Bean.
Oh! I thought that
they'll scratch that record for hours.
But guys, we're talking about lesbians. What are the odds
Aspiring DJs
that we'll see more than like 3 attractive chicks in any of these videos? So, guys, lesbian bed death is when these chicks they just lose all attraction for each other. It's crazy, right? Watch.
Damask and Femmes are beefing in my comment section right now about whose fault it is as to why lesbians aren't having sex in y'all relationships and why lesbian bed death is a thing. Let me make it very clear to y'all. Y'all are both at fault, okay? Because it takes 2 to have an intimate relationship. So let me explain to y'all how this cycle is occurring so y'all could just stop it and stop punishing each other and stop fighting and pointing fingers, okay? So expectations happen, right? So a mask is initiating with the femme and they want the femme to initiate back. So some femmes don't do it at all. They lack confidence. There's a video pinned in my page.
Mask is masculine. So that's the one with the pants sagging, trying to think she's a man. You know what I'm saying? And what's funny is I've done videos on these masculine lesbians, right? Talking about how hard it is to date chicks. Because when they used to date dudes, the dudes would ask them out. Now they got to date these dunder-headed, chicken-headed chicks.
Go watch it about that. But the femme who does have enough gumption to actually tries with the mask. The mask says, not like that, shuts her down. So now she's rejected. She's down, right? And so now because she's rejected and down, because the mask didn't tell her like, oh, baby, do it like this. Or I actually like it like that. Now she was just like, try again, try harder. So the femme's like, So then the mask is like, well, you stop trying. You're not initiating. So I'm going to stop trying. So now you got 2 people who got butthurt feelings when they both really actually want to be with each other, but y'all just lack the skills and emotional maturity to stop fighting and just be like, baby, let's talk. So stop it. Like, y'all are both creating the dynamic. Y'all are both responsible, okay? Femmes, stop using...
Do you think that if this was a man and a woman that she would be saying both sides? No.
Confidence
I have
is an
another
excuse.
saying about
masks.
In the Scissorhood, iron dulls iron.
Oh! You shouldn't tune out of the tuna buffet. Oh!
Someone's gonna add the mayonnaise to the tuna. Oh!
You cannot lose that clown. No, you gotta save that shit.
And this is the most woman thing that we've ever heard, right? Because this whole spiel of hers is complete womanese.
Punishing your girls because they're not doing it right. That's what you're doing when you decide I'm not going to have sex with you anymore. Even if it's because of a valid reason, your actions have the same impact. Okay, you are
lesbian bed death. Let's talk about it. Okay, I posted that video and I kind of wanted to see where the conversation would go, what people would be saying, would you guys be sharing? I did say, is it a safe space to share? Is it a touchy topic? Let's talk about it. Overwhelmingly, more than anything, a lot of people were asking, what is lesbian bed death? So
Isn't it funny how women just have to find terms for everything? You know what I'm saying? They have to like make up these terms. Yes, this is 8 minutes long, so she just doesn't get to the point, you know?
people love to talk about
Sister
Black
Mary
Medusa.
Francis.
Black Medusa.
Look at that.
People love to talk about how magical and endless lesbian sex is, but no one's talking about lesbian bed death and how that could creep up on you. When you think about bed death, we always think about sex, but in actuality, it's like the connection you have with your woman slowly fading, and at the same time, y'all still love each other. And so many things could play a part in bed death, like work, bills, resentment, unspoken tension, health, and next thing you know, you're doing more cuddling than you are being physically intimate with your partner. So let's have an honest conversation about this topic, bed death. Is this something that you've ever gone through? And if so, was it something that you were able to get over?
This chick says, I went through it. So we couldn't find. We're together 15 years. Damn. 23 years, and this is so true. Look at that, guys. Look at that. These
I don't want to be the fundamentalist here, but women were designed to be with men, and these relationships that you have up on the screen, they're artificial. It's not natural in our nature for us to be attracted to the same sex. I'm not trying to say that it's like that it's wrong, but they're trying to recreate a wheel that they already smashed up and threw away. You know what I mean? They're trying to rebuild something that like they themselves tossed out and got rid of, and it was perfectly good, and they wanted to try something new. Well, this something new is not something that normally exists on its own in nature.
Yeah. Even though they're like, oh, there's some penguin out there in the middle of the Arctic. That's all. That's LDHD TVs. No.
In other words, the scissor cuts both ways.
Oh,
the scissor hood.
The scissor hood cuts both
guys,
ways.
Yeah. Guys, here's the thing. I really have no problem with the L, the D's, with L, the G's, and the B's. I have no problem. It's the pluses, the D pluses that are the problem.
Yeah,
that cause most of the issues. You know what I mean? Like I don't even really think about the first three letters. I really don't. You don't ever see them talking mess or acting crazy or any of that. It's the pluses that are the issue. So yeah, look at this, guys.
They will say I'm exaggerating. Lesbians, they will say I'm exaggerating, and I will tell you 100% factually that when I first came out, one of the most terrifying things I found out about being a lesbian was the lesbian deathbed, because I did not spend all those years in the closet over there not getting no
Hey, Snowboard, what do you see around her neck?
She's got like 4 different crosses.
Exactly.
Definitely a cross.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
There you go, guys. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Thanks for being here on a Sunday, guys.
to come over here and finally start dating ladies and get some We're not doing that, not yesterday, today, or tomorrow. So what I did do for you and for me, for those of us who physical touch and intimacy is your primary love language, because it is mine, I did a little bit of research. I used that good old PhD and all that student loan debt to make sure me and you continue to get some okay? So because I know as a psychologist that the best way to ward off a problem.
No thanks. I'm sorry. That's the last thing we hear.
Lesbian bed death is not about
Look at
being
this.
people think it's about women having a low sex drive. That's not what it's about. Lesbian bed death is about the fact that when two women get together, they often merge. They become so enmeshed that they lose all polarity. Because when you start dating a woman, you go, "Oh, I want to wear."
Hold on. Whoa. What does polarity mean? It means that they assume that one's going to be the guy and one's going to be the chick. Right? And guys, once again, being the guy means you got to do the work. Right? Being the guy means you need to step up. Being the guy means you need to be responsible. And we all know these 304s are lazy, right? What a joke.
Your clothes. I want to look like you. I want to dress like you. Let's go watch this chick flick. Let's go paint our nails the same color. And you lose all the charge. That's why straight couples deal with this a little bit less than lesbians, because for the amount of distance your boyfriend doesn't understand you and he frustrates you, that actually adds to the fact that you want to fuck him.
Like
you're
the
you're so
tension.
fucking annoying, and then you come together and you fuck.
Yeah.
But women, we cry.
Wow, you're annoying.
Yeah. The shirt,
Oh,
it's really the
boy.
shirt that's pissing me off. and
You know,
her
you know, the
counterculture
one thing-
attitude.
God, this is a chick that you just would not mind just holding underwater for a long period.
But it,
yeah.
you know,
I don't even know why.
Even if she has a point, she's still annoying anyways.
But you know, these side issues, you know, when I hear them, the lesbian bed death and stuff like that, like I kind of feel like they're engaging in these side things to kind of brush off the fact that when it comes to domestic violence, lesbians are through the roof. Like they have domestic violence rates that are 5 times what they are for like heterosexual women.
Dude,
and police deal with this every night, and they say it's the worst.
These women are safer in Afghanistan than in a lesbian relationship. Oh,
and that's because that is because there's nobody there's nobody to put the brakes on the emotional chain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, here you go. Here you go. This is another mix.
And we all know that Black Lives Matter is an evil, radical, agitative organization that was founded by a bunch of black lesbians. Lesbians. Don't you like that word? Lesbian. Lesbians. There's a bunch of black lesbians. You like that word? Black lesbians and radical founded by a bunch of black lesbians and homosexuals. You are a lesbian. It was founded by a bunch of black lesbians.
My mother and the mother of my child both ended up being lesbians. And
your mother became a
I just want to
lesbian?
know how I could created Black Lives Matter.
Barack Obama. No, a bunch of black lesbians.
In January.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. Well, I think also that part of the problem is too, they don't, since there's not really one of them as a man, they're just, there's 2 women, they don't communicate directly. It's more subtle. It's more tongue in cheek when it should be tongue and groove. Oh!
All right, guys, listen to some of these idiotic posts in here. See, this person says, just ended a 10-year relationship today. We had that painful talk. I was hurting. She was acting like everything's fine. Dead bedroom for 5 years. 5 years. Now they weren't married. Oh, here we go. No, guys. At what point should a man step out? How long should he have to wait before he, that coworker who well, not a coworker, but that chick at the gym, that chick at the coffee shop he goes to on his way to work, that flirts, that where he gets her number and sprays up the walls. How long?
Well, he's got to, regardless of the time, the scope of time, he does have to, bring it up a few times and be, communicate it too. And at first, I believe, and say like, hey, like, this is a problem, and it's hurting me, it's messing me up, and like this is a massive problem. So I think that he does need to say that a couple of times. So then maybe like, I don't know how long to wait really, because I've never been in a situation like that. But I would say like it was nothing for like a month, and you're saying it for a while. I'm not saying like cheat then, but I'm saying like if nothing's happened for like a month, you really got to be bringing it up and say like, hey, this is a massive problems.
Yeah.
So I can't say how long would be acceptable and stuff.
What Snowboard you just did? What are you talking about?
I guess kind of, yeah.
I think
not to go and cheat. I don't think I would cheat in that amount of time.
I think 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months, guys. If you've been doing everything you can, if you've been asking what's
through 2 seasons, whatever, it's done.
You guys, and also too, therapy. No, if she's bringing you to therapy,
no,
she's just trying to stall. Because if you're going long periods without sex, you are not that dude. You're not. Because guys that chicks are into, they always want to bang. Always. It doesn't matter how long you guys have been together. You know what I mean? She'll always want to, get him. But you are not that dude. Canadian Spider-Man, how you doing, my friend? Guys, anyone who wants to call in, guys, hit the StreamYard link. I'll drop that again. Okay, so
can I just say one thing about that? Because you were trying to set a time. I don't think that time is the factor here.
I do.
I think that actually directness is the factor for men. I think that cheating.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
I think that cheating is. I think that for somebody to go out and cheat, right? It means concealing something from your partner. And being somewhat.
Hold on. We can talk about this because I was going to segue into that. Right? Okay. Is it cheating if you tell the person that look, it's been 6 months. We need to figure this out, or I'm going to go smash the chick down who works at the Safeway. You just tell them straight up. Look, we haven't slept together in 6 months. I don't know what. We've talked about this, so I'm just letting you know that if I don't get it here, I'm gonna step out.
That's more of an open relationship, and if she puts up with
it, I will too.
That's boundaries.
Hey.
But like what I'm talking about is one partner going behind the other partner's back. And that lack of directness, that lack of just of openness and honesty with that other person.
But but here's the thing, though, because it's not an open relationship. If she says no, open relationship means that they're both on the same page.
So if she says no, then you just
it's opening Pandora's box for
it, right. But like if she says no after you've made your ultimatum clear that you want to go and bang, as you put it, to quote the girl at Safeway, then you leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is where I'm going with directness when it comes to men. And this is where I always will encourage them in this way, is that to be very open with your intentions and don't try and hide them. Be very direct and don't lie. I see it as when men cheat, I do see it as cowardice. Because it's almost like they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to get sex from the outside, but they don't want to disrupt the relationship that they have with this person on the inside. And it's like, no, it's this or that. And very rarely do you get to play both games.
Well, What you were saying?
No, sorry. My allergies are kicking up. I cleared my throat.
Well, I can tell you, especially men. Men don't cheat for no reason. And it would be nice if we live in a world where if a man steps out, people can go, well, why did your husband cheat on you? Why did your husband leave? Because especially a divorce. If a man divorces a woman, you know the woman did something wrong. If you're in that 20% of times where a man files for divorce, like, guys, name some of the reasons that would make a man file for divorce.
I would think infidelity and putting the lives of the children at risk.
Yeah. Disrespect, like out and out disrespect, constant disrespect in public. I would say financial reasons.
Wasting a ton of money, yeah.
Yeah, she's spending all your money. I would say
she like moves an in-law in with you or something like
yeah,
that against
I
your
would
will.
say that there's a major life decision that she doesn't consult him with. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a big one because a lot of times women will rack up a bunch of debt. They'll move their mom in. I knew a guy where well, so there's a guy that I used to know, and he's so his wife is Hispanic, and she was the only one of her four sisters that made it out of the barrio, right? All of her, so she was doing her residency as a doctor, right? And then he was a hospital administrator. All of her sisters were teenage moms. Her older sister, her youngest sister was 18 and had 2 kids already. So they had their house. And what sucks, and my other friend John, he went through this too, where his wife was Mexican also. They think that if you have money, they have money. And that's a big mistake. Don't ever fall for that. So here they are. They have their 3-bedroom nice house, their nice garage. So they have their room, their daughter's room, and his gym, right? So he comes home and all his gym stuff's in the garage. Like, what's up with this? Oh, my younger sister and her 2 kids are moving in. He's like, no,
that's a nightmare.
He goes, no, they're not.
Yeah.
Like, well, why not? We have room, we have space, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, look, because they have like a 7-year-old. So we already
He's
have
going to be
daughter.
a little nightmare too.
Yeah. So she decides to, well, I'm going to my parents' house while you think about this. He goes,
why don't you stay there?
Yeah. He told her, look, you have a week. He goes, they are not moving in here. He goes, if you think they are, next Saturday, everything of yours is going to be next to their stuff on the front lawn. And
nice.
Sure enough, a week later, she came crawling back. Was like, because her family was giving her so much crap. It was like, yo, your husband's selfish and rah, 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 and you're a piece of trash and you and she realized like there's a reason why she went to medical school and all the rest of her sisters are on welfare, you know, and they moved the sister stuff back home, and then she kind of like cut off her family because they were so toxic. But he had never had to like draw the line in the sand before. He was like, you are not moving them in here. You are not. So
hey, AJ, long time no chat. I've been busy offline, man. Anyway, well, you talk about financial decisions. My knuckleheaded ex-wife, she lost 15 grand to an MLM without even consulting me and not even telling me.
What is an MLM?
A multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And you know what? This knucklehead once talked to me about saving money and everything and made me return a USB flash drive. I kid you not. Yeah, that was one of the long laundry list of reasons why I kicked her to the curb.
What was the MLM, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not going to disclose that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was like, it was so stupid. I'm like, oh my God.
Look at this. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Ollie, move past it.
Where are your clothes?
Watch. This is that. It's a pyramid scheme. No, it's not. It's a wealth funnel. Watch.
Up for it.
It's a wealth.
Not pyramid scheme. It's a reverse funnel system.
Turn it up. Down.
I have never seen this show.
God damn it!
She said, "God damn it!"
It's a wealth funnel.
Wealth funnel. Oh, good Lord. Remember, kids, easy money isn't.
Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. I know men and women who have spouses that are terrible with money, right? That's the worst thing that you can do is let anyone into your life that's horrible with money, right? Horrible with money.
Number one reason why I became a passport bro: student loans.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Disney Films Rewind. Alicia, call back in. I let you up. I didn't kick you, so call on in again. So yeah, guys. Once again, look. You can. I don't think men should cheat, but at the same time, guys, look. If you 8 years with no sex, sexual self-defense. Guys,
It's such an Orwellian term. You know what I mean?
And guys, it's never cheaper to keep her. I'm telling you guys, that is the stupidest term that I've ever heard in my entire life. Because you were better off living the rest of your life, having to rebuild, living in a one bedroom, than having some overbearing broad that's holding sex over you, holding your children, who's basically taking the sledgehammer of the state and beating you over the head with it. Because that's one thing us men don't like, right, guys? Is not feeling like we are in control of our.
Yeah, that's the worst.
We do not like.
We like a locus of control for ourselves, not over other people, for
guys,
ourselves.
This is why I'm not saying it's okay, but I can tell you, this is why some guys, when these chicks take their kids away, they yeah, guys, anyone who wants to call in, guys, here's the StreamYard link again, because someone had called in that was a detractor. So if you want to make the argument, what I'm saying is that I understand why some men cheat. I do. This is the same saying men should never cheat is the same as saying men should never hit a woman. There's what kind of statement is that to make?
Yeah, but you're looking. These are just mostly exceptions. But the 80% is like, you just shouldn't cheat no matter who you are.
But here's the thing, though. In the sexless marriages there are, how many of those men are not getting sex because of those exceptions, quote unquote?
AJ, I have a saying for this, and I've said this on Facebook multiple times, and that is, if you're a man, you can be a hoe, but you can't be broke. If you're a woman, you can't be a hoe, but you can be broke. That's
true. Yeah. Look at this. I'm at my breaking point. My 37-year-old HLM. What does that mean? Wife, 37-year-old LL. I don't even know what this means. Have had struggles for several years. Sex is always an issue. She has weight insecurities her whole life, but it's never bothered me. I try to make her feel like the most beautiful woman in the world, because to me she is. But intimacy has always been a struggle for her. Over 15 years of marriage, we had sex about 3 to 4 times a year.
God damn.
Wow.
Look at that. I enjoy being with someone who pretends to be a pile of unfolded laundry.
Goodness.
What? Look at that. She got weight loss surgery a few years Here's to go, and now goes to the gym. So she looks better, feels better, but there's still no intimacy. We've done counseling and hormone check. Oh, you're cooked, bro.
Dude, yeah.
You're cooked.
Just banging Chad and Tyrone at the gym.
Yes, I've been distant. If she doesn't want me, fine, then fine. Then she'll have me. I told her that the other day that we're gonna start thinking about and preparing for divorce. She's upset. Last night I went downstairs. She texted me asking if I wanted to do the deed. I said no.
She texts you in your own house to see if you want to do it. That's part of the problem.
Cooked. They're so cooked. We don't recommend duty sex. Here's the thing. If you would have started out having duty sex as a woman with your husband from the jump, guys don't ask for much. I'm serious. It's like, if it's been a long day, especially manual labor job, that's oftentimes all you about 55 pumps. 60 pumps. Yeah. And that's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these chicks want to, and we've all been with those chicks, guys.
Well, some chicks are just not satisfied, though.
Yeah.
Too.
45
Like,
minutes
Jesus.
each time. They want Anya playing in the background.
Yeah.
I've never had that problem.
And the bar goes up higher and higher.
Yeah.
So it had to be like a marathon all the time. Well, it's like, you didn't run like a marathon on me. It's like, well,
because
I can't. It's impossible to do that every time. I have other stuff that I need to do too.
Let's know more, Matt. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
job tomorrow.
Yeah,
guys, this is part of our fault because how many times have you met a chick and you're like, all right, it's the first like 4 or 5 times you give them the business. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, guys? We all have our, grade A, the business. But you can't expect that every single time from a dude. You know, you just can't. That would be like us expecting a chick to give us like a grade A, 20-minute B gibber. That maybe when you first start dating, fine. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you don't get the treatment all the time after 4 years, 5 years of being together. A, you don't have the time. You got places to be, John says,
LTR is long-term marriage, I think.
When a woman cuts off and then she knows you have no
relationship, I mean.
Other options, the relationship, she goes, she loses respect. Facts, yeah. Facts. I agree. Guys, this is a power play, right? This is a power play. Thanks, man.
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons. No, it's not. Yeah, and they're right there on the seat.
Yeah. Look at that. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this is Reddit. Dead bedroom, man. I'll tell you guys, look at all these cases. Never expect a dead bedroom as a woman. Can you imagine how annoying?
Yeah, you'd have to be to not even get it.
Yeah, as a chick.
All now and then.
Look at this. 4 months ago, I, 43-year-old male, finally told my 42-year-old wife that I wanted a divorce. So the bedroom had never been great and has been completely dead since 2 years in. Damn, but it turned out it wasn't a bedroom problem, but a relationship problem. Look at that. I'm anxiously attached and she's avoidant, and how a relationship is beyond repair. Look at that. She slept until late morning or even noon. And now I understand that it was probably to keep me from initiating. Damn. Look at that. That's a long time, man. Because what's the longest that you've ever heard someone go without getting any?
20 years.
20 years.
Holy
Damn.
crap.
That
You
is
said that
probably
really
more.
quickly too.
It was probably more. Well, not me.
Yeah, no,
but,
but I can tell it was someone that you know. No, I wasn't suggesting that. I
No,
wasn't
Matt's like,
suggesting
whoa,
that, yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Whoa,
No, I wasn't
whoa,
suggesting that,
whoa,
but I'm
whoa,
telling,
whoa,
like,
hold on a
you
second.
can hear he's heard the story before and knows
Yeah.
knows this person pretty well.
Well, you're exactly right, Joe. Because that I met that person in one of my meetings, and
Damn.
like they have like, and I know that you guys are going to understand this dynamic as soon as I say it, but he has an overbearing wife. Who treats him like a child, and so of course you're not going to be attracted to that when you're just of course not.
Matt,
Both ends.
I have a question for you. So
Yeah.
did he meet his wife while during his addiction or
Yes.
during his recovery? or?
When he was drinking.
Okay.
Yes, and that
So
continued
has
for
she
many.
always been overbearing?
I believe that it's gotten worse from my understanding
Since he's got clean.
Even when he's gotten clean, she has continued.
Because I have seen some addicts, they date these women that like they use their addiction to treat them like they're little kids.
Yes.
Like you
Yeah,
obviously
like a
can't
son
take care of
husband type
yourself. And yeah, thank you. Snowboard. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So they're the one girl they
Yeah.
used to do trivia. I mean, her husband, man, he was a rip roaring, rootin' tootin' alcoholic, man, straight up. And like, it's so weird because we be at their house for like different gatherings and he can be around alcohol. He'll even make drinks. He doesn't drink though. And at first you're like, it's a little weird with alcoholic here, but he's totally cool. But he gambles. I'm like, that's not good for him to do. You know what I'm saying? He does like the online gambling. My point is the way she talks to him is like she's his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that his addiction and recovery is that high joker that she can pull on him anytime that he decides to assert himself as a man, you know?
But you know what?
Why don't you just go drink again? How about that? How about you ruined your whole life drinking? How about that? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
She's overbearing because she wants a bear. Oh,
look at this guy. Look at this.
Cue the
and
clown
he wants
noise.
a Keystone Light. Oh.
Jesus Christ. Guys, go over to Snowboard.
Him laughing about it was the funniest shit.
and drop Snowboard a sub, dude. You know what I mean? There you go. Drop him a sub. Yeah, guys, look at this. So
Drop
Sky
a damn
says,
bowling ball on him.
oh, look at this. We moved in together. He found messages between her and a friend where they talked about cheating and similar things. She'd been seeing someone else for 3 years. Look at that. Damn. All right, guys, here, let's go here, right? Let's go here. I have some saved. Hold on. No, I don't. Yeah, I do. Look at this.
It's been a while since I just posted, but I just wanted to come on here and say that a couple of hours ago, I was just called by my boyfriend of 5 years, and he told me that he was sorry for being really selfish. Like there were things like, you know, he would not necessarily like tell me that he had weekend plans, which doesn't sound like, you know, that crazy. But for me, I was like, oh, actually, you know, going forward, like it'd be nice to know, you know, what you're doing. Like you like to know what I'm doing, just so then we can, you know, decide whether we have plans or not. Anyway, so I was like, oh no, you know, it's fine. Like, you know, you could probably be a little bit better, but
I'm hearing Australia.
We're good.
She's Aussie, yeah.
And he kept on kind of going on about it. And he was like, you know, I've sabotaged this relationship. I was like, I feel like that's a bit dramatic, you know, like how? And then we kind of went around in circles like that for like 10 minutes. And then he was like, I've had an affair. And I'm like, well,
That's your boyfriend. He cheated. He didn't have an affair. An affair is your spouse. And guys,
Yeah.
once again, do you guys know what adultery is in the Bible, right? Does anyone know?
No.
Adultery is someone who's married sleeping with someone else who's married. That's what it is. So if you are a married man and you sleep with a married woman, that is adultery.
Yeah, I thought it had
Otherwise, it's
something.
adultery.
I thought it had something to do with your neighbor's wife. That there was something about that.
Yeah,
that was
you
written.
shouldn't covet your neighbor's wife, but that assumes
Right.
that you're married and that
Right.
woman's married.
Right. Yes. Sorry. When you were asking me, that's like where my mind went.
Yeah. But if you actually look into the text, all the rules govern those that have made the covenant of marriage before God.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
you should also not cast the pearl necklace to swine.
Do you mean naturally? Like, what does that mean? Like, you slept with someone a couple of times, like you've been chatting to somebody. But apparently, for the last 18 months of our
Damn.
5-year relationship, he has been talking to and hanging out with, obviously, and having relations with someone from Hinge, which is crazy to me because I just never thought that he would be capable of that, you know, like maintaining 2 long-term relationships over that period is just insanity to me. And, you know, he had this crazy finance job and now I know.
See, he was a Giga Chad. That's why he was Mega Chad. And guys, he was only telling her this because he was keeping her around until he found something better. And guys, I guarantee he got himself some freaking Aussie big booty Latina. You know what I'm saying? Because they're rare down there, you know. And now she's pissed off, guys. She's with a finance chat, a guy that could. Okay, let's pump the brakes here, right? Let's pump. These women are delusional enough to think that they can get a loyal alpha. If you're a chick who's with a guy that all the women want, now it's not a given that he's going to be banging chicks, but why wouldn't a guy who's in the top 2-3% of men, athletes, entertainers, businessmen why wouldn't they bang other chicks? Why? Like, who are you to them that he has to temper himself sexually? Now, I don't recommend him doing such, but if he chooses to, right? Like, what's the point? Because here's the thing.
Well, it opens Pandora's box for her to try to do it too.
Yeah, but why? Once again, we've done this thing that by default, women having a lot of partners is bad. Sexual partners, is not that bad of a thing. But the moment that there's a man who has the access to women like they have access to men, and he decides to slang it all around town, it's
how dare you,
guys? What a joke! What a joke!
And you want to hear the kicker, AJ? Next
that?
relationship, she's going to look for the same type of dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's gonna look for a lawyer Chad or friggin' surgeon Chad next, and be shocked that he's piping down half the friggin' chicks in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just how it works. John says, interesting to note the case of dead bedrooms seen to be precipitated by the women getting leverage in a relationship, such as marriage, moving in. Exactamundo. Exactly. Yes. Yep.
You are scaring the hoes.
Exactly.
On reflection, like maybe, you know, he actually wasn't working that hard and maybe he wasn't traveling that much. So over New Year's, he said that he had a last minute boys trip and, you know, it was like the last opportunity to do it because, you know, the boys, they don't really hang out very
Welcome to
much
being a
together.
man. What
And
happens
recently
when
he's
it's a
been
girls'
hanging out with the
trip?
boys a lot more, and
Yeah.
I've always been really encouraging, being like, it's really, really important for guys to maintain their male friendship.
Oh, I'll let
She
you
was
hang out with your
simping.
friends. I'll let you hang out with your friends, dear. Please, guys, hit the like button, please. You guys, here, look. I say this though. If you are a man or a woman and you guys are in a relationship, I don't really think cheating on your girlfriend, boyfriend is as serious as marriage. I think that if you are a guy, you meet a good one and she cheats, either way, it sucks because women cheating on men's worst, but women can't expect the same. Okay, the expectation for monogamy from a boyfriend is different than a husband. To me, that's just how it works. Because you haven't locked him down yet. You haven't done enough to actually get his last name. So your goal as a woman is to lock that guy down, get yourself on that contract and get the ring. Then you can say, hey, look, I expect monogamy, blah, 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 blah. But if you're just going to be, all these girls who are married, just paying patriarchy and stuff, are they shocked when friggin' Chad cheats on them? It's like you just told him all this marriage, patriarchy, and sexual revolution, and then he's out there piping chicks, and you're all mad. Well, aren't these feminists the ones that push for the sexual revolution and free love and all this crap, right? Isn't it funny how that works?
It's so important for your mental health. Little did I know that he had gone to Vietnam with this girl, which is crazy to me because he was texting me the whole time. And crazily, I haven't really cried very much. I'm just more in shock. We both live separately, but my stuff is all throughout his house. Of
course it is. Of course it is. Now, guys, how big of a Chad is he to be banging other chicks with her stuff in his house with scrunchies and hair ties and
toothbrush.
And guys, women do that on purpose.
Oh yeah.
They do that on purpose, guys.
Something, yeah.
Their toothbrush, their friggin' smelly soaps and lotions and crap. They leave that at your house. They do that on purpose.
Little cinema roll doll, some of the things that some of the posts that I've got on my page.
Blah blah blah.
Y'all are gonna call me a pick-me, but I think I've come to the honest conclusion that men really are not loyal. There is not a loyal man out there. I keep trying to make excuses and say, oh, they could, this, no. I've been a dancer. I've been engaged twice.
Been a dancer.
Well.
I have men in my family. I have men that are friends. I've worked at a barbershop. Men are not loyal. And then whenever I tell people about my second ex-fiance, they're like, wait, so you left him because he cheated? Well, what did you expect him to do? He's a first-round draft pick. And it's weird because even dudes who are actively trying to pursue me will sit there and say that out of their mouth about him. I'm like, not you taking his side. That's weird. But basically, all of those men are saying that if they were in his position, they would have cheated too.
So that doesn't mean that all men cheat. All men of that status cheat, you goof. And guys, she's trying to say that this chick thinks she's pretty enough to get some top tier guy. This chick right here. And now, all right.
She's got the Wolverine nails going on.
So she was supposedly with a top tier, some type of draft pick, something or other. She left him, and now what does she have? Nothing. Guys, where does she belong, right?
Streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got.
That's what she has.
Was it one of those happy ending barbershops, bro?
Let me tell you how much men ain't shit, right? So I'm doing DoorDash and the lady is communicating with me through the app and she's just like, oh, ring the doorbell because it's for my boyfriend. I'm out of town. I'm surprising him with some dinner, right? Even though it was only McDonald's. But I mean, do what you do. Tell me why. When I get to the door, I ring the doorbell and I'm just like, I say the dude's name and I give him the food and he's up here. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Is everything fine? He's like, no, you're just like one of the hottest delivery girls I've ever had.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Guys, I'll take things that didn't happen for 500 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, what a joke.
Yeah.
I would love to get to know you some more. So keep in mind, it's also like 10 p.m., so it's mad dark. And he lives in one of those houses that's like kind of in a neighborhood, but it's like also not like directly next to another house. So I'm just like, you're not finna kidnap me. But this woman is out of town, still considering her man enough to go ahead and surprise him with DoorDash. And he's sitting here trying to cheat, trying to get my information. Yo, girl is taking care of you.
Guys, does anyone believe this?
No. Nope. Who orders McDonald's anyways from Uber?
And then pays $10 for it to be delivered.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna call me a pick me, but how come it seems like only girls do this mess, right? So I'm at a 20B1 the other day. Don't judge me. I was there because I was getting paid. But the dude asked the girl, like, hey, you got any online content? And then she's up here, no. Why would I do that? I could just go to the club and dance and I'll make that same money, if not more. I don't gotta sit there and get on the internet and show all of my stuff. And I just had to roll my eyes and laugh because she thinks that she's better than the next worker, even though you're all in the same industry. Whether you do online content, dancing, whether you're a 304, you're still a swerker. But how come it's only women that do this whole hierarchy thing? And it only comes from men, because where else would y'all get y'all standards from?
Whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, you tell her she's a goddamn whore. Second of all, how's she blaming us for this?
Yeah, I don't know.
We think you're all whores. That's just the way it doesn't matter to us. Whoa,
we don't discriminate.
Yeah, we don't discriminate. What are you talking about? How are they blaming us for this?
You know what that nug guy was like? Hey, look.
Guys, why is it so we talk about horse and Seagate shows up all of a sudden? Seagate, what's going on?
It's my radar. just call me the whore whisperer.
Seagate says,
gotcha. Gotcha.
We're talking about horse, people.
See, because I have a unique perspective on this topic, because personally, I'm from the philosophy that as a man, you build yourself up to the position to where you will always have options, and it's your woman's job.
Just prep you though. Like, we're talking about, guys that haven't got any in years. You know what I'm saying? They're in this relationship, right? And they're dumb enough to actually think that happy wife, happy life, foolishness. It's like I think that dudes should leave, right? But I understand if they step out, because it's a power play. That's all it is. Anyways,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Well, kind of like you said before, it is a power play, because at the end of the day, we all have duties and responsibilities in relationships. And at the end of the day, as a woman, you want your man, you want to be your man's sole point or sole access for sexual, for actual, relations. But yet you want to deny him, but yet you want to shrug on your duties and responsibility, but let that man say, you know something, me paying bills this month is optional.
Yeah.
I'm going to decide that I'm going to take a break from my duties and my responsibilities. And so my perspective in this case, you're better off throwing the baby out with the bathwater and building yourself up to the best version of yourself and then starting over.
Yeah.
Because, when you start dealing with these feral, rebellious and rambunctious women that want to, it's like, how can I put it? It's such a major course correction that a lot of men don't got the balls to do it.
Yeah. I think that's basically all it is boundaries and balls.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Guys, there's no reason why you should accept going 8 years in a relationship of any kind without any intimacy whatsoever.
As
And
God
guys,
is my witness.
Hey. Look, guys, okay. I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to this. Any man who is married, if she can't give you children, you know what I'm saying? Guys, bye, right? I would look, okay. If she's like paraplegic, maybe stick around, but a quadriplegic, I'm sorry, guys. So horribly burned in an accident. I'm sorry, that's just me. It's like, guys, you know what it is? Can you imagine, guys, having a tarred child? I couldn't do it, guys. No, the local friggin' fire department, they would have a bundle of joy on the friggin' front steps.
That reminds me. That reminds me of that scene from like Wolf of Wall Street. Do you remember? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No.
Where he's like he's like talking to like his assistant and he's like saying that like his assistant married his first cousin. He's like, how do you put up with the risk of like, you know, that your child like a third of the time could be, you know, like retarded? And he's like, well, if that ever happened, I'd drive it to the country and open up the door and say, you're free now.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Like the Spartans used to do.
Yeah, go off the cliff. You know what I mean? It's messed up to say, but guys, look. I told you guys, one of my best friends.
Almost like you guys want to tard and feather them. Oh!
Guys, seriously. Oh no, guys. All right. Guys, tomorrow's live stream is gonna be what do you just no, sorry. We'll do mothers this whole week. Guys, tomorrow, I mean this whole week. Matt, you gotta live over there.
See, Matt, aren't you happy I drank a little bit?
But guys, you gotta say the part out loud, guys. I mean, guys, there are things that I say that people think are messed up. I'm telling you guys, I'm not having no tard kid. I'm not having no shit. You won't give me any.
Yeah.
I'm not having no friggin'. No, guys. If I'm ever in an accident, I'm a quadriplegic, guys. I'm not gonna try and be some inspirational story. Hold the pillow over my face until I'm gone, guys. I'm not dealing with this mess.
Yeah,
I'm not. And people can call me messed up that they want. People go, oh well. No, this guy's what? You guys see the guy who is getting married and then his stupid wife was at a bachelorette party. Hold on.
Well, there's another one of those ancient Chinese sayings. It says, "It is better to be a pillow eater than a pillow biter." Then your soul will be light as a feather.
I'm done with you so much.
I have a lot of ancient wisdom.
And I was gonna say, AJ, it would be my honor to smother you with a pillow.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Take me out, dude. Straight up, dude.
Yeah.
Just like the samurai warriors did, you know, when they committed seppuku, they had a second.
Look at this, guys. Hold on. Look at this.
I was at my bachelorette party. Most of the girls were bridesmaids, and we came home at the end of the night. It was around 1:30, I think it was, and we decided to go swimming immediately. We were just playing by the pool. and it just happened. One of my best friends pushed me, and it was playful, no malice whatsoever, and it just went in wrong. She was a bridesmaid for my original wedding.
Is it wrong that she makes that statement? You just want to laugh at it?
Made it perfectly clear that I don't blame her for anything. This doesn't change our friendship. So it was understood. Of course, she's going to be
Hey guys,
part of my wedding.
Here we go.
Sometimes you just got to roll with it.
I guess she has to take the wedding by the seat of her pants. Oh!
Everyone says
Hey, sometimes it's just sink or sink.
Maybe some people do. I don't know. I've only had my situation, obviously, but you really don't have a choice, in my opinion. Like, you have to move forward, and I just chose to do it positively because I can't.
Guys, I don't know if I'd stay. Sorry. And then, guys, look at this. Look at this.
A local couple went from celebrating a bachelor and bachelorette party to coping with a nightmare. I'm Carl Willis. Brett Greenhill was down in Naples, Florida with his bride-to-be and their wedding party. He jumped in for a swim, but moments later he was found floating. Brett was pulled from the water conscious, but paralyzed from the neck down. Tonight, we speak with his father in Marietta.
Pray. If there is a power of prayer, this is the greatest opportunity of all to help a human being who really deserves it.
When Brett will come back home, where his treatment will take place, and how the community can help. That's night on.
Something like that happened to a friend of mine.
Wedding ceremony taking place.
Hold on, guys. Wait.
I in the house, and for good reason, because this special day almost never happened after a freak accident.
Haven't we seen them before?
Yes.
And they stayed together for a while, and he cheated on her. Or something?
No. She left him. She cheated on him. Yeah. No. They got divorced. And guys, I know
That's
that
a
she's
tough position to be in. Yeah.
but she is it though. I mean, she's. Hey, I'm just being real here. She's just doing this with, societal expectations. Her heart, a part of her heart's telling her this is the right thing to do. But guys, she's like, the hell with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, guys, who?
Left the groom paralyzed.
It still hurts.
But I will say this, though. If this happened after they got married, this is part of what till death do us part really is, in sickness and in health. That's what it really should be, that you should stay and help them.
And Brett, do you take Meg to be your lawfully wedded wife? Yeah!
Pizza party!
Yay!
Yeah.
No, but
no.
When I was a kid, like I was in middle school, high school, and we would go and practice at the high school, the pool, for the swim team, and the paraplegic, that happened to a friend of mine. If you remember, they used to have the starting blocks for swim meets at the shallow end of the pool.
Yeah.
And he tried to do a modified dive and lost his position in the air, and his legs landed before his arms in the water, and the drag caused him to instead of evening out and shooting underneath the water to get some real distance from his dive, he went straight down to the bottom and directly hit his head on the bottom of the pool at the shallow end, and broke C2 or C3 section of his spine, and was paraplegic, lost the use of his arms and his legs. And this happened to him at 16 years old.
If you lose arms and legs, doesn't that make you a quadriplegic?
Yeah, sorry. So you're right. You're right.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't wrong.
I don't talk about this subject very much, so you're right. I had the wrong term. But he did not survive long enough to graduate high school. I think that he actually drowned in his own fluids before his 18th birthday.
Damn.
And that's just sometimes you get a lot of time and then sometimes you don't. But it just it just the realities hit hard when those kinds of injuries happen. That's no joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So reality hits hard.
Oh man.
Not me, Come on, man. So anonymous. What's up, dude? How you been, man? Long time.
Yeah, pretty good. I thought I heard some people talking about New Genesis, so I thought I'd jump on.
No, we're talking about cheating and sexless marriages and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the topic of the show, and that these chicks will use sex as a weapon against guys, and guys, they don't have the balls to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Well, haven't they always?
What's that?
But haven't they always? They've always done that. Like they've always used sex as a weapon. It's like tale as old as time, man.
Well, I've always thought that like weaponizing the bedroom is kind of a messed up thing to do, because if you're with a guy and you're using the bedroom against him, it implies that you don't want to sleep with him, that you actually don't want to be with him, that if you have enough control to maliciously weaponize the bedroom against a guy that you claim to care about, that just means you don't want him. You just don't.
But you just got to realize, a woman's love is always conditional.
Yeah.
And that's it's whatever they can rationalize it.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you seen men cheat with women that aren't even half the woman?
Seagate, I'm so glad that you're here for this. Here you go.
How many times have you seen men cheat with women that aren't even half the woman that he has at home? Better yet, how many times have you seen men cheat with women that they claim they wouldn't even want to be seen in public with? Just look at it for what it is. How many backseat Bettys and no home training heifers have you seen these men cheat with? And you know for a fact he has a good woman at home. And I'm not saying that the good women don't have flaws. I'm not saying that they're perfect. But how many times have we seen these men go out and cheat with women that they would not make their girlfriend? They would not bring home around their children. They don't want no one to catch them with. It is a common known problem that men tend to go out there and cheat with women that are below them, and it's for a reason. And that's why I try to tell a lot of women, when that man cheats, although it hurts, it does a lot of damage, try not to internalize it. Don't sit up there and try to compare yourself. Don't ask what's wrong with you. Don't ask what you could have did, because 9 times out of 10 it was never you that was the problem.
There you go, guys.
So no accountability whatsoever.
There you go, right there.
She's not entirely wrong.
I didn't do
liked what
nothing.
she said at first. It was actually some pretty good advice at first in some ways, but then it's like she's like, well, then don't look in the mirror and see what you did wrong. It's like that's where I lost her.
Yeah.
Just blame him. It's his fault.
Yeah.
It's his fault. It's always the man's fault.
Yeah, but guys,
I was great. I was perfect. I was, well, she did say, no, I was, the best traditional woman ever. It's okay. Then why did he want to get his rocks off with someone else?
Nothing wrong. In any given interaction, guys, see, that's the problem with us men, especially good men. We will, to a fault, try and look at what we did wrong first. You know what I'm saying? And then we get taken advantage of. Guys, to any women who are listening to this, and guys, once again, anyone who wants to call, guys, hit the StreamYard link. If a man cheats on a chick with a bust down, bro, she's doing something that you're not doing. Maybe she's being nice. Maybe she's putting a hot dog on a plate. Maybe she laughs at his jokes. Maybe she actually puts out. You know what I'm saying? How about that? What's the point in having a perfect woman at home you can't have sex with? What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
What is the point?
Because like the whole point of it all is that, you know, I know I said it before, but a woman, if a woman's with a guy, she should want to sleep with him. Not only should she want to sleep with him, she should want to sleep with only him.
Yeah.
And if she's looking at him saying, I'm only going to sleep with you if you do X, Y, and Z for me, then that means that she would rather sleep with someone else, because that means that she doesn't want him.
But she should also pay it forward, sleep with him first, and then he'll be willing to also do more stuff as well. In a sense,
yeah,
not like right afterward, but like later in the day or something. She'll be like, he'll be like, I don't mind doing this extra stuff. I got some, and I know it'll keep coming. So like, it takes a sting out of it. So it's like paying it forward.
Oh, I see what you did there.
But even if, Joe, I just want to say it. Even in that lane of thinking, it still commoditizes sex.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like staying completely away from that, because I think that once you go down that vein of thinking for women, it builds and it gets worse over time.
Yeah.
Because it's not the 1,000 messages that you send right. It's the one wrong one that you send them, that then they're just always looking for, like, they're cherry picking and looking for the messages that only support going down this way of looking at that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that sex should be something entirely different and non-transactional, period.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like staying away from that, staying away from dinners, staying away from there should be no strings attached to that. It should be, a husband looking to satisfy his wife and his wife looking to satisfy his husband.
Yeah.
That's the way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could get behind that.
But yeah, guys, I've seen guys cheat on their girlfriends with chicks that are just average looking. But why? Because once again, because guys don't cheat unless there's something missing, right? They're trying to fulfill some need. You know?
Yeah.
Women
I can get behind that.
Women cheat, man. That's why. Okay, and guys don't catch feelings when they cheat. I mean, you do see guys who will cheat and then leave their wife and then marry the chick that they cheat with. But guys, a woman to actually cheat, oh man, she has to be really, really into the dude. And I also believe, guys, do you agree that a man could actually love multiple women at the same time?
Yes.
A woman can only love one man.
Oh no, but it's true. It's true. That's why I said I have a complicated relationship with this topic, because mark my words, a woman has never played those games with me, holding box hostage, because they know that I will exercise other options.
Yeah.
And I've always
Seagate will say, he'll say,
"You're
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And so
when it's on DR, when you're in the DR, it's on the DL. That's
No, but I've always been 100% transparent with women, and so they know just who I am. And I've never hid it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to deceive you. I'm not going to manipulate you. I'm not going to take away your choice. But with that being said, I also believe that as a man, you have to be someone who lives an interesting life, do interesting things, be about your business, and create a world and environment that women want to become a part of. And you'll be surprised if you bring and add enough value to a woman in her life, you'd be surprised at what she's willing to accept to be with you.
Yeah. That's true. Guys, I guarantee nothing good can come from this.
From this tatted up
dog.
Look at this dog.
Yeesh.
Matter how much of a pick me girl or like male-centered woman you are, like if you shrink your life so much, and I'm talking like trad wife content, stay-at-home girlfriend content, stay-at-home wife content.
What do you know about any of that? You
It's
tatted up
just a
freak.
person that's commenting on the other content creators that they see in social media like they're the only people who exist in this world.
Yeah, but she's just mad. Guys, do you think any guy worth a damn gives her any attention?
This is all cope and jealousy.
Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, if the cartel started selling copium, started bringing that across the border, guys, they would make way more money than they make now.
And the thing is,
He's mainlining copium.
Crazy. And whenever these broads, they're talking about trad wife. I mean, they're talking about a grift from a couple of years ago where you had these chicks dressing up in sundresses and acting like, husbands want a Norman Rockwell painting. And even most of us saw that as a freaking grift. And yet she thinks we take it seriously. Like all dudes just want, women to dress in sundresses and bake pies on the freaking windowsill like they did back in the 50s.
Yeah.
I like to think most of us are rationally minded enough to know that we're not trying to go back to the freaking 50s.
You can't make a whole housewife. It just stays in them.
Yeah, and so she's harping on a grift from like 3 or 4 years ago. They won't let that one go, even though we were the first ones to see past it.
Well, because they've created a whole delusion around it, and that's the Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally, like. And they treat the vision from like the 1950s like it is some kind of horrible, terrible thing. I'll tell you, if you go back and you look at the polling that was done back then, women were a lot more happier and they were a lot more satisfied with their lives.
Here's the thing. Do you guys know how they always say that that if a woman's a virgin on her wedding night, she has an 80% chance of having a long and happy marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't have anything to compare it to. Women act like that's a bad thing. Guys, if someone gave you, let's just say that your first car, that someone gave you a really great car for your, like, just handed the keys to you, why would you not be happy with that first car you got and drive it forever? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, but they think, women need to just go out and like get piped down by all these dudes. And it's like Kevin Samuels, he had a show called Do Women Want Frankenstein? Right? And Frankenstein means, what's Frankenstein made out of? All these parts of different people, huh?
Was it supposed to be like Frankenstein has the biggest dick?
No. He's saying that Frankenstein's made of different people, right? Just parts of different people. This guy's arm, this guy's leg,
this guy's Joe.
So they want, let's just say that all of us pipe down the same chick, right? And then by the time that she settles down with Poindexter, she's gonna want Anonymous's cheerful accent. She's gonna want Locke's sense of humor. She'll want Secret's money. She'll want snowboards. Rugged jokes. Vixa. She'll want Matt's, ability to,
bring her to orgasm.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that,
and
the guy. Hold on.
Go ahead.
The guy that she wants doesn't exist because she's trying to pick different pieces out of the guy she's been with and make someone who doesn't exist.
Build-A-Bear boyfriend.
Guys don't do this. When we've all banged chicks like this. We understand that chicks are good at one thing and deficient in others. Put a 1 in this chat right now if the best chick that you've ever banged was crazier than the Ish House Rat. You guys know for a fact the best chick that you've ever banged. You go, oh no, I'm glad I didn't marry her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it works.
Yeah.
We say that the chick that has the biggest boobs, maybe she had an ugly face. So the chick that gave the best gawk, she might have been a big girl. You know what I'm saying?
Might have been a little bit older.
Yeah. So like we don't try and cram them all into one mythical person. But women will do that all the time.
Oh yeah.
Look at freaking Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, and how she still wants Tupac after all these years.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't even think Tupac was straight from the looks of it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He
It's
was
weird.
a little fruity,
Yeah,
but
but
Yeah.
no, here's the
call
best part.
Bumps. Oh,
So AJ, here's the best part. Let's say that the woman in question defies logic and defies everything and somehow gets that Frankenstein man who has every single possible thing she could ever want in a man. He's literally the perfect man. She will still find a reason to cheat on him. She will still find a reason to be unhappy. And she will still find a reason to blame the perfect man that ticks every single one of her boxes and then will cheat on him with like the worst man possible.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
that's
too
what they will do.
perfect. He's too
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly.
He's not dangerous enough.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, he's perfect, but he doesn't fill me with the butterflies. He doesn't excite me. Or he once said like this one unfunny joke on this all expenses paid trip to Europe that he paid for me with the first class hotel. He made an unfunny dad joke, and that just completely ruined everything. So now I'm gonna head down to the biker bar. And I'm gonna head down to the biker bar, and I'm gonna become this dude's old lady.
I'm gonna
for a
be
night.
with Nugs of Anarchy.
But it's true, right?
It is.
But yeah, guys, once again, and you can't, guys. This is why, once again, guys, you can go to these tourist towns, go to Colombia. If you're honestly, there's a difference between going as a passport bro to actually meet someone of a different culture and then sex tourism. That's two different things. My friend Biff, his wife is Indonesian, and she's looks wise. I mean, if you saw him and saw her, you'd understand. Like, but once again, over there, it's not about a man's looks. It's about his character and if he can take care of her. But he wasn't in some touristy area. He met her in like a more rural area. It was both their birthdays. They were on the train to Jakarta, and they just happened to like sit next to each other. And then they started talking, and then they spent their birthday together. They went out to dinner, had some drinks, and then like didn't even like physically do anything, but they laid the seeds for a courtship. You know what I'm saying? And now they've been married for like 14 years. But like when he met his wife, who's his now wife, and I'm sure Matt can say the same thing. It was that old school style of dating, and how our fathers and our grandfathers met a woman who was inexperienced, who wasn't all around the town getting piped down and having this crazy view about dating relationships, who had done something to protect, like to maintain that naivete, that I'll use the term purity. You know what I mean? That men like. That's what men honestly want, So anyways.
Well, and I also want to say something about that too, is that it's not so much that men necessarily want that for themselves, but they do want that for their children.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like an important part of understanding it, because the feminist way of looking at that dynamic is as some kind of oppressive, heteronormative, all of the other crap that they
all the buzzwords.
All this other crap, right? And it's not really about that. When we're picking suitors, it's like, who do we want for the mother of our children? And then the whole game changes. Do you know what I mean? Then it's not so much individually focused on the individual partners themselves, but it's what they can provide together for the children that are coming down. Then you start looking at those motives. Those are very honest and forward-looking motives. And those are things that like people should be rewarded for having. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not an oppressive patriarchal expectation. No, that's like trying to safeguard your seed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And your peace too.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I tell you guys, your peace is priceless. It's priceless, guys. And once again, it's for your mental health, your physical health. If it's your thing, your spiritual health. Because if you aren't the best version of yourself, what good are you to anyone else? That's just the thing, guys. It's a purpose. Men need purpose, and men need to feel useful. Those are two different things, but they're not mutually exclusive.
Yes.
Because by having a purpose, we make ourselves useful. And I honestly think that's the biggest thing that's plaguing our society today is men not being taught that they have to have a purpose and be useful. And and then that leads to them not having those two things. And then there's all types of hell that breaks loose. So,
and hey guys, I got to jump off. You guys have a great night.
Thanks, buddy.
Later, man. And when you take a look at the current narrative, what are some of the biggest buzz phrases that modern feminists have been using for the last decade? Men are trash. Men are worthless. Men are useless. Men are stupid. Men are weak. And that is stuff that is taught in publicly funded schools. Yeah. You have that, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be useful. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be needed. And yet, the men are being inundated with this message that you are toxic, you are violent, and you are useless, and you need to bow down to the altar of women. And that's the only way you're going to be accepted. They are killing the male spirit. And there's nothing wrong. It's actually a good thing to want to feel useful. It's a good thing when people look at you and say, I need you. Yeah. And yet, you have a lot of these young men being hit with the opposite. And if you say, well, I want to feel needed, I want to be useful, that's toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Well, it's so that, especially you white guys, you can't, if you succeed, it's at the expense of said marginalized group.
Yeah,
exactly. We took it from someone else.
Yeah.
Remember, AJ, I know I haven't apologized for this for a long time. As a white man, I am obligated to apologize for the invention of racism.
Sorry, that was promised to you 3,000 years ago.
Yeah. I apologize for racism. I apologize for inventing slavery. I invented Europe, and I am so sorry for that, man. If it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for Europe.
Here, guys, I have to. Since Anonymous is here, Anonymous.
Oh my God!
Do you want to see? Do you
now
want?
It's your turn to apologize.
Do you want to see how cooked Britain is, guys?
You guys want to see him with the small boats or the dinghies? Yeah.
This guy right here, guys, he is Emperor Simp. He is. Okay, guys, just listen. All right, here we go.
People a year came to this country and you didn't know anything about them. People a year came to this country and you didn't know anything about them. Would you be comfortable with that?
No.
Well, the reality is they do, and we call them tourists. So are we going to ban all tourism?
But we're not housing them at the...
So he's trying to say tourists.
We do know who they are.
Migrants.
Hey, you know what?
I am livid, man.
We didn't even get 2 seconds into the video. Look at this guy, guys. Look at
taxpayer.
And we're bringing them in. No, on your sexual harassment point, we're bringing them in. We don't know anything about them.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to allow you.
No.
I am not going to allow you to get... I'm sorry, Connie. Tourists come for 2 weeks, spend some time here, see the Tower of London and perhaps Buckingham Palace.
Nothing about them.
And then they
go
money.
Just as when we go to
their countries. Show their passport as well, dum-dum.
Who come from countries who have a very dim view in lots of cases of women.
And many tourists come from those countries.
And who did you vote for, you silly broad? Who did you vote for? You voted for all the politicians that opened up the borders and let Mahmoud in here, right? In the view.
Wow.
No,
they don't.
No, they don't.
No,
I'm
they
talking
don't.
about countries such as in particular Afghanistan.
Okay, fair enough.
And I know that every time this figure has come up, you say it's not true. According to the Oxford University Migration Observatory, they, a conservative estimate, think that Afghan nationals are 14.5 more times likely to commit sexual assaults than British people.
Does that take into account age?
What is that?
No.
Anything.
I told you guys. I told you guys right here. What's going on? Look at this guy.
It's not the age of the victims.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
He's saying the age of the perpetrators.
Oh my God.
Are younger. People who tend to commit crimes
Oh,
are younger.
that's okay
so you are being
then.
disingenuous by peddling facts like that.
Okay, please let me just make
Issues
this
that
point.
you are not
Last week,
acknowledging.
GB News covered the story of an Afghan illegal migrant who worked for the Taliban. He came to this country. He has been sent for only 2.5 years to prison for kidnapping and sexually assaulting a 7-year-old girl. And do you know what he told the court?
Reprehensible.
Do you know what he told
Tell
the
me
court?
what he told the court.
He said, "I like children, and I kissed her on the face out of my love for children." Back home, everyone does this.
Absolutely disgusting.
And he's trying to brush it, brush it off. It's like, oh, well, that's horrible. That's oh my God, that's
Told the
horrible.
court that.
It's
And until we
reprehensible.
have a serious conversation about the fact that our cultures are so vastly different that we cannot take the risk. We cannot. Do you think that he was
to
being?
believe that we Brits are the pure and untouchable nation, and everybody.
Did he say that? I mean, did she say that? No. She's saying, bro, there's cultures like Afghanistan, other places that are where their culture's incompatible to ours.
Else is an animal. It's just not a narrative I want to.
Why would you bring in? Why would you? That doesn't matter because you're bringing in a problem that didn't exist before. And also, I have to call you up.
problem that didn't exist before.
We have enough. Yes, exactly. We have our own. We have our own monster.
Hey, well, we got them here. What's wrong with importing more? What a joke!
What a absolute. So this is the problem. People like these guys. These are the men that are the problem. These ones who don't defend women.
Loosely. We use the term loosely. Yeah,
loosely. Yeah.
Look at that.
And here's the best part. This guy is stressed out. And he's looking forward. He's got a nice weekend planned. He's actually looking forward to going to the local cricket match with his girlfriend's boyfriend to grow out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like
we don't need
cricket. He's going to put his arm around him, say, "Dude, thanks for piping down my girlfriend. She's been getting kind of edgy with me lately. I appreciate you taking that one for the team, man."
She's gonna go. They're all gonna go and get a paddle in.
Yeah.
On their bum.
Exactly. You know exactly what I mean.
We have our own monsters.
No, obviously not. That's why we don't want
Why are you
more.
apologising for them by saying?
You're not apologising
Yes,
for
you are.
them.
You're saying, "Oh, it's fine. We've got our own monsters. We don't need
Seb,
more."
I'm sorry, you are being an apologist for them. It's you.
That is a disgusting thing to say, Ramona. You know that's
just
not
said
true.
it.
You
Listen,
know that's not true. Don't put me in that position.
That little girl would not have been raped.
And I said repeatedly that was reprehensible, and I believe that to my core. So do not say I support that
Let me
behaviour.
finish. We have paedophiles and rapists in this country. Of course we do. They should all be put in prison, and they don't go to prison enough. I
But
speak
they're
about this
running
all
the
time.
country.
They're all friends of the Mr. Stein.
Yeah. Oh, the island guy.
Yeah. How do you know?
No,
when you bring someone
answer
to this
the
country?
question.
I'm answering your question. How do you know when someone comes into this country that they may in the future go on to commit a rape?
Because the available data we have,
How do
they
you
are
know?
far much more.
I've asked you a question. Please answer
Sebastian,
it.
you have answered every question with a
Because
question.
they're
So let me say
14
this to
times
you.
more
In
likely
this
to do
country, men are the biggest threat to women.
Correct.
Not most of them.
Correct.
Just a small amount. But in order to stop women being at risk from that small amount, because we don't know who they are, we keep them out of our spaces. That's what we do. It's a blanket rule. If these Afghans are going to come here or whoever else and rape our children, let's just keep them out.
And the other thing that I would say on this point, and it goes to the whole all cultures are equal argument. That
And guys, that's the thing you cannot accept. You cannot, because cultural relativism has to be probably the most hypocritical thing about the left.
Western culture is the most superior culture that has ever existed.
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone says.
Guys, and that's not controversial to say, because I know that we joke around a lot about women's rights, because we honestly believe that women should have basic human rights. I know that we joke about the sand areas, because I don't think that what's going on in half of the world, from Morocco all the way to Azerbaijan, that's not cool. Yeah, it's not. You know what I mean? It's not. Because think about it. Half the world, like half the other side of the globe, from Morocco to Turkey, all the way to Azerbaijan and down into Africa. Women have no rights. There's the second-class citizens.
Yeah.
They have they have negative rights.
Yeah. And instead of talking about that, they want to talk about Orange Man. They want to talk about all the stuff that pales in comparison.
Yeah, you know? I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. I've heard both things, but especially in places like Afghanistan, you hear stories about women who want to learn how to read, and what does the man do? Gives her a cup of battery acid to the face for the trouble.
Hey, let's not say that part.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's like, yeah, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
If you look at Somalia, for example, my understanding is that 99% of women between the ages of 18 and 40 in Somalia
have had some type of violence of that type.
Yeah.
99%.
No one can tell me that culture should be equal to our culture. We do have a better culture than most other countries in the world. That is something which we should defend.
People want to come here.
And that is
the reason why people
That's a really crucial point, because quite often when people leave a country, if it has a culture, as you say, that they don't like, the reason they're leaving is because they want to come here and be part of our culture.
That doesn't immediately mean that, firstly, they assimilate with all our values immediately. Some do, without a doubt, but that does not mean that. But secondly, to your point, and I've got to pull you up on this because I think it flew by, this idea that tourism is in any way an equivalence to people who come on small boats.
Is that not the most leftist, woke, idiotic thing that you've ever heard? That would be like saying, "Oh, the migrants that they put in Chicago and all sorts of stuff is the same as tourists." Well, what are you talking about?
Then why don't you come for a legitimate point of entry then, where you scan your passport and we figure out where you're from and who you are?
How many Western tourists arrive on the shore of a country they want to visit in a freaking dinghy?
Exactly. Yeah.
When you are a tourist, you go through a border. You have a passport check. Eritrea.
Nobody asks you if you're a rapist or not.
But you still know who the person is.
But nobody asks. The point I'm trying to make is we say, "Oh, I don't want these people to come."
Look at this guy's face. He's completely flabbergasted.
Just disgusted by it.
We don't know exactly. And you have the same for tourists. You don't know if a tourist is going to come here and rape.
If someone has a conviction in their home country or something on their record, you are more likely to know that if they have had to apply for a visa to this country or if they have had to go through a passport to this country.
Is future rapists, and they are as hard to spot.
Which 90% of them do have quite a conviction.
They are among the asylum.
And I answered that question.
But nobody's making the case for stopping tourism.
I have answered that
question.
Go
on, what did you say?
I've answered you. So firstly, we do know who tourists are. They don't throw away their passports in the channel.
No, this is important.
Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting.
You're not answering my question.
No, I am answering your question.
Go on, try me.
You're absolutely right. We do not know who the future rapists are.
Okay.
But we don't know which men are either. We just keep them away.
So why don't we shut down tourism?
I will wrap it there.
There you go, guys. This is the state of Britain.
These are the people that are on television.
Yeah, cooked.
Rest in peace,
guys. Cooked.
It's insane, man.
Tell you what, if you look to the comments through that, I bet you there's a bunch of English like Daves who are just frothing at the mouth for this guy. They want him just strung up. Like, this is crazy.
Look at this, guys. Afghanistan, Eritrea,
look at that.
Namibian. Look at that, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys,
look at it compared to the UK people, the native Brits. Look at that.
On the topic before we switch gears here.
I mean, to be honest with you, man, like a lot of these girls, like they don't know
what you're
how lucky they are.
Yeah.
Like in a lot of in the US, with the men cheating stuff, right? Like I don't know if you asked about it, but I'm not a big fan of men cheating. I do think it's worse I think when women do it, because I think it is a lot more emotional.
Yeah.
Like men are very
territorial,
and they just honestly, a lot of guys just want to get their rocks off, man. I'm not saying it's good. It is what it is.
Yeah, but if you're in a marriage and it's been 8 years.
Yeah, that's mad.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
so
how could a woman look? I think that part of part of a spouse's duty is to do everything that they can to, appease their spouse's needs. And what I'm saying is that I don't blame a guy who steps out if he hasn't had any, and I give it six months, barring a baby or anything else, right? If you have kids, okay, fine, you guys are busy, fine.
Yeah.
But 6 months is still a long time to not get any.
Yeah, sure.
That's just nuts. I mean, what do you do? And I know chicks who say even a dude pulling up the hub is cheating, and he shouldn't do.
Oh, really?
That's absolutely insane.
Oh man.
But
yet Tinder isn't.
So
yeah, weird, right? But that's the problem though with a lot of guys. It's like we were saying about like how men are kind of like not driven, right? It's basically because the carrot that was on the stick has been taken away from them. And it was like a lot of guys, like they get their drive from having a family, having children, having a wife, and like quite frankly, the women just don't want to participate. They just don't want to participate.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what do you do? That's why men are just like, you know what? I'd rather play PlayStation then.
Yeah, pretty much. Like if you're not going, it's like modern relationships are one-sided. You listen to what a modern woman's dream life is? It is complete and utter laziness.
Sex in the City, basically.
Yeah. They want to live in a huge house. They want to have a pantry full of food that they don't have to cook.
Lunches and brunches.
Yeah. But they want a Ken doll.
They
want a tall guy who doesn't talk and has nothing but between his legs.
Yeah,
give me money.
They go, I just want to lay on the couch. I want to watch my reality television. I want to follow my stories on Instagram. Maybe I want to be able to have the choice to do something, but not have to do it. They want just complete and utter laziness. They don't want to do a thing. And they look at men and think, you need to provide me with that life, and that's completely reasonable. And when a man goes, okay, well, what am I getting out of this? The woman goes, well, how freaking dare you ask that question?
Yeah.
It's very
unspiritual.
It's very unspiritual the way that they look at things. Where it's like the men have been forced in this unspiritualness by necessity because they've got nothing else going on, and it's like they chose it. That's what they wanted, and it's like most men don't want that. They like sacrifice. They like to. Actually,
we like to work.
They like to walk across hot coals to make sure everyone else is okay. Men like that.
We like those duties. We enjoy it, but at the same time, it's not worth doing if it's going to be that one-sided.
Yeah, and all guys want it. It's just a nice World Radio. If you want to call in, dude, call in, man. Hit the StreamYard link. If you have a story,
yeah, man, you're welcome.
Oh man, three kids.
Oh, 3 kids. His wife cheated. Damn, that sucks, man. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
So there's something I want to add to this. So an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure, and so you do that by attracting the kind of women that will willingly accept your masculine frame, that will get on your program, that will be an asset to your goals, your mission, your purpose, your plans. They want to attach their wagon to your star. And so, I always say as a man, you are a brand and you have to manage your brand. Respect is slow and insidious, and women will always poke and prod for weakness. And so you always got to stand on business and maintain your masculine frame. Once you lose your masculine frame, it is a wrap. You are literally a frog in warm water. And before you know it, you're cooked. And so when you start accepting that disrespect, when you start accepting her unreasonableness, when you start accepting, her feelings over facts and when you start accepting that, it's a wrap. And so the best way to not have to deal with the type of situations where you, quote unquote, will have to cheat and anything like that is by not getting in those relationships in the first place and letting your woman know, hey, you want to play reindeer games? We can play games. And so the mentality I've always had in any of my relationship is I'm always going to have options. And as a man who will always have options, it is your responsibility to motivate and inspire me to not exercise as many of them.
Yeah.
And
so there's so many women who are hostile now. That's the problem. They're so hostile.
But here's the thing. I don't care. But that's what I mean. You know, it's just like business 101.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big believer is that, okay, let's talk about AJ's channel. Okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, AJ, if I'm misspeaking. AJ didn't create his channel for the purpose of trying to cast the widest net. No, he created his channel based on his thoughts, his views, his opinions, his sense of humor, his mentality, and he's attracted people. He's attracted similar people. He and that's how you got to be in relationships. You be a man who stand on business, stand on your purpose, stand on principle, and you attract the women that resonates with that. And I'm
Isaac, dude.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, you are correct. Isaac, dude, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I just figured I'd call in after throwing you guys that little line out there about my 3 kids and shit.
Yeah, feel free, man.
No, man. I had I found out about 5 weeks ago that my wife cheated on me, and I moved out of the house. We got 3 kids, and it's funny because she wants to go out and party and do her thing and be with her friends, you know, and we said earlier about guys wanting to sacrifice. We do like to sacrifice. You know, we do like working. We do like putting our body and our mind to the test. It gets me about it is this is still a little fresh for me. You know, I think it's funny that, you know, I'm thinking about the kids and she's thinking about herself.
Well, that's the modern woman for you, right? I mean, we guys put a 1. You guys know that I say this all the time. We live with the most selfish, self-centered, narcissistic, ignorant, anti-American, anti-family, anti-God, a moronic, dunderheaded bunch of women who've ever lived. Guys, this is new. Look at the birth rates in the West, right? Look at, like, we are below replacement rates because men are thinking about everyone else and women are thinking about themselves. When men win, everyone wins, and when women win, women win. Anytime you see a woman saying, I got a new job, I got a raise, she goes out and buys a bag or buys a new car. Whereas if you give a guy $500,000 or $1 million, he's going to say, oh my God, I can get, I can buy a house and get a family or there's other. But women say that I'm going to go on a trip, you know? So Isaac, how long were you married?
The youngest was, the oldest was 11 when I met her. They're not even my kids. They're her kids.
Whoa,
the oldest
whoa, dude.
The oldest was 11. The youngest was 7. The oldest is now 20. And the 20-year-old, they're all girls, by the way. She knew what was up 3 months before I knew what was up. And I was wondering why she was going at her mom hard, you know, just being a total bitch to her mom. Now that I know what's going on, she texted me. She goes, "Hey, I don't like the way this went down." I'm like, "Hey, don't make your mom's and my problem your problem. You know, that's your mom." But it's just so funny that here it is. Their mom found a guy who I don't cheat, I don't beat the kids. I'm a very plain Jane dude. You know, I show up and
well, Isaac, here's the thing. You showed up, you're a good guy, and you took on children that weren't yours. Believe it or not, it's against a man's nature to take on offspring that aren't there. So you actually went against your nature because you're such a good guy and took on children that aren't yours. and help raise them and sacrifice for them, and she has the nerve to cheat on you. I'm telling you guys, demons. I'm telling you that,
and that's a noble thing to do.
That's a noble thing to do. And she has the balls to cheat on you. It's just, it's crazy. It really is.
And I just want to say this, Isaac, dude. I'm sorry that happened to you, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
bullshit.
Freaking sucks. No, and here's this is what, you know, you can tell, Isaac, I can tell you're a good dude because the 20-year-old daughter, it's like she was disgusted at what her mom did, which means that she has respect for you.
Yeah. Yep.
She has some respect for you. I mean, how many stories have we heard of, like,
and that's saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many stories have we heard of, like, these good dudes who step up for kids who aren't even theirs, and the kids despise him?
Yeah.
It sounds to me like you got a good head on your shoulders, man.
Yeah,
and it's messed up that happened.
Yeah.
You know, you put your best foot forward. You're working your ass off. You know, being a good man, and this is what happens, man. Dude, you didn't deserve that. And I'm sorry that happened.
Not at all.
You know, respect, man. Respect.
Yeah. And the thing is, I really, really hope look, so you guys are still married? Isaac?
So I moved out of the house. I moved out of the house, and we're trying to figure something out with she can't pay the bills by herself. She just can't.
Of course she can't.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Of course not.
Yeah. She offered to buy me out of my part of the house, and I was like, with what fucking money?
Yeah, fuck it. Was she giving you pixie
All right,
sticks?
guys, no F-bombs.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Everything else
Sorry,
is
yeah.
good, but just no F-bombs. Yeah. Yeah,
And
keep going, Isaac.
so it turned out it was her partner, her buddy, whoever, I don't, had offered to buy me out of my own house, and I was just like,
what?
Her partner?
Wait,
the
who
dude
is
she
this
was
guy?
sleeping with?
Wait, who is this guy?
well, dude,
Do you know?
You better get ready for this. It's
fasten your seatbelts.
It's a chick who presents herself as a guy.
Oh no! Oh no!
Man!
So they're a bunch of lesbians.
Oh no! Wait, what?
And the funny thing is, like, when we were together, like she was up for the idea of having like a threesome with another gal, and I was just like, it's just not my bag. If you like that, that's great.
Man.
And I was just like, wow.
Guys, one at a time. Because let him tell his story.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll turn off my mic.
Yeah. Dude, the deception gets even fucking worse. So it's someone in my town, right? She had me meet this. She brought this person to the house and shook my hand, and it was 3 months after that I found out that this is the person that she was having an affair with.
Oh no!
So I was just like, I was wondering why my oldest daughter was fucking wiling out against my wife, and now I know why. It's like I just say, our problems aren't your problems.
Well, I can tell you, Isaac, the thing that good people do, that's it's a strength and a weakness, is we always look at and focus on what we did wrong first, like to a fault, even when we've been wronged, right? We always say, like, let's just say that you get mugged, right? Like, you'll be like, well, I shouldn't have been, maybe I should have taken a different route. It's like, no, you got mugged, bro. Like, it's not you shouldn't focus on your part of what you did wrong in the getting mugged situation. The person who mugged you is the one that should be, at fault here. Don't let your good personality, don't beat yourself up and try and say that if I would have done this, maybe this wouldn't happen. It sounds to me like when she was talking about doing freaky deaky stuff, that she wanted a lot of women they'll marry and be with guys who are the safe and stable option, when they secretly want the freaky deaky weirdo stuff. You know, and you're just not that guy, and they can't shut that need off.
Yeah.
A lot of whereas us guys, we've been with chicks, that do different stuff, but we're okay with the ones that we're with. But this is what I was talking about, the whole alpha widow thing, guys. There are women who've been with guys that do all types of craziness, and that yearning for them is still there. So when you do meet them later on in life, they're gonna always try and fulfill that need. But I can say, you moving out was a good move. That was a power move on your part, because moving out, you
Hats
accepting
off, man.
that foolishness. And what did I say earlier, guys? You can, if a woman cheats on you guys, you cannot put up with it. You
No.
The disrespect more than anything else.
Yeah, and no, you made the right move there, dude. You unfortunately, and the thing is, dude, man,
Yeah,
you're almost speechless when you hear something like that. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, but you didn't deserve that, man. You
Yeah.
did not deserve that, and don't blame yourself.
And it's not about you being perfect either. It's like everyone has flaws, but I guarantee that you didn't do anything worth being stepped out on. Because here's the thing: these women, and guys, look at Isaac's story and imagine what his soon-to-be ex tells her girlfriends. Imagine the story. What do these chicks always say? They're the heroes and the victims in their own story. 99% of the time, they're volunteers, right? They always act like they're some hero, but then at the same time, they're being victimized at the same time.
Yeah,
And all you got to do is ask them one or two questions, and their whole story falls apart. You know?
He was abusive. He was this. He was that.
He was neglecting me emotionally. He was neglecting me emotionally. Please.
Oh, was he hitting you? Yeah. Was he hitting you? Was he yelling at you?
No, it was
nothing.
narcissistic.
Yeah, nothing.
It was narcissistic abuse.
Crickets.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like what? My good friend Isaac, he just got divorced, and when he first met his wife, they've been together 15 years, and when they first met, he was like, "Do you want kids?" She said yes. She's like, "Do you want kids?" He said yes. So they've been together for 2.5 years. They got married, and then about 4 years into the marriage, he's like, "So are we gonna do the kids thing?" And she's like, "No, I don't want kids."
Oh,
divorce.
So for the next, that was 6 years, 7 years in, the next 9.5 years, guys, they were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. He was trying to, and finally, he just gave her divorce papers.
Yeah,
He said,
she lied to him.
because he wants to be a father. He has to put himself first, and she did not think he was going to divorce her.
Yeah,
when he drew up those papers, right? And he said that they have to sell the house, all that. She was shocked. She was gobsmacked. You know?
It's okay. It's okay. We can have kids. We can have kids. It's like, God, I don't want to have kids with you now.
No,
you freaking lie. Why would I want to breed with a liar?
Yeah, he even said, "Can we adopt?" She said no. Absolutely. This is the same chick where he has his PhD in engineering.
Freaking engineer.
And she has her degree in environmental arts or whatever. She's mad because he makes so much more money than him. Can you imagine? Your biggest op is in your bed next to you. She's jealous.
Yeah.
You know? So Isaac, hey man, look, feel free to come up anytime, chat, join the Discord, man, because we have a lot of, we talk a lot in there. But dude, once again,
supportive community, man.
Yeah. This is what this space is for. I would say, Isaac, this is the most tolerant and inclusive place on the internet. All of us guys we've got played, all this other stuff. But I can tell you two things. Someone used to say that it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. I used to think that was a stupid thing to say, but it really isn't. At least someone like Isaac can say he tried. You know what I'm saying?
It's human to want to feel that way.
Yes.
It's human to want to share your life with a person you care about.
Well,
We're all human.
Isaac, thanks for coming up, man. He dropped off, but thanks, man.
Yeah, like dude, yeah.
Best of luck to you, man. Best
Yeah.
of luck to you.
Yeah, the bravery it takes for someone to come on and say like they've got a problem.
Yeah.
And they just want to vent, like that's fine.
Yeah, no,
That's
dude,
good.
and you've got to support dudes when they do that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because like one of the benchmarks of this community is that it's men supporting other men, because we all have a story like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think the chicks are gonna listen?
Oh, no, they'll just
Yeah.
they'll laugh. They'll laugh and they'll say, "Well, what did you do to drive her to that?"
Yeah.
Like you said, AJ, it's like you need to be a pack mule.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to
All
just
they
take on it. Yeah.
All they want. It really is sad. And guys, once again, my dad is my sister's stepdad. So back in the day, it was considered to be an honorable thing for a man to take on a woman and her kids. But nowadays, you just get you're a mark, you're a trick. You know what I'm saying? All they're trying to do is use you and abuse you. It's just ridiculous. Isaac, look, man, I'm so glad that you called in. And once again, if you're listening, we're always here to support you. And I know that you wouldn't say a bad word about your ex, but screw her, man. That demon, dude, she's a demon. And other chicks like her too. They're demons, man. You can give them everything and they'll just kick you right in the balls. It's the nature of modern women. And that's why I say, guys, monk mode or passports. Guys, you are better off taking a chance on a woman that's from South America, that's from Eastern Europe. At least she might get westernized over time, but at least you'll get a couple of good, 5 to 10 years of a hot chick who will have your kids, treat you good. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Then these Western chicks where you're starting out with some bull ring, tatted up goofball. Evil says it's all premeditated. He needs to lawyer up. He should not have moved out. Moving out of a home with a name on it may affect your claim down the road. So that's true. He's
true. Yeah.
He's gonna get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Thanks for the 1999, man. I appreciate that.
You are scaring the hoes.
Guys, this whole week is Deadbeat Moms Week, right? It's going to culminate in Sunday, which is Deadbeat Mom's Day, which is what I call Mother's Day, right? Because like I said, my mom, she was a worthless piece of trash. I know Colin's mom's a worthless piece of trash, right? So any of you guys who have mom stories, you're more than welcome. That's all the live streams this week will have to do with moms, single moms, moms, deleting their children, moms abusing their children, these chicks who waited too long to have kids and IVF. We're going to get into it. Okay. So, and that'll be a regular thing on the channel from now on, because I always do the single moms alone on Valentine's Day. I mean, on Mother's Day, or women alone on Valentine's Day. So that'll be this entire week.
Okay.
And something that we always know, and we've heard it time and time again, a man will sacrifice his happiness, his health, and sometimes even his wealth for his family.
Yeah.
And a woman will sacrifice her family for her happiness.
That's true.
Yeah.
Look at this, guys. Watch.
Well, I used to believe I was owed reparations. Due to slavery. I believed that I couldn't be racist towards white people because I didn't have systemic power. I believed in Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, all that stuff. I believed in transgenderism, feminism, pretty much everything that was backwards. And now,
Did you say blackward?
yeah, that was actually a Freudian slip, but yeah, backwards. Okay. And now I'm pretty much the opposite of everything. I'm not for the feminism. I'm not for the stuff. I'm not for Black Lives Matter or reparations.
What happened?
Well, I had a situation back in Chicago where I moved in an apartment and They originally told me I'd be assigned a roommate of the same gender to share a bathroom. They actually ended up assigning me a transgender as a roommate. And I only found out it was a transgender because the toilet seat was being left up consistently. When I reached out to my Black housing manager, she told me they weren't allowed to discriminate and I could move down the hallway to another room if I had a problem. And when she used the word discriminate, it made me think about politics. So I started looking up just what in politics made it legal for a man to be in a woman's space. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing all the evil, racist, Republican white people are the ones with common sense who don't want this weirdness going on. So I found myself voting for Trump.
And you became a wife at 23?
I did.
After being a feminist your whole life?
Did.
Okay.
Well, I used to believe I was owed reparations due to slavery. I believed that I couldn't be racist.
Right there.
Yep.
Right there, I guess.
It's a noble cause until it happens to them.
Yep. I heard the funniest thing. You want to piss off a conservative? Lie to them. You want to piss off a liberal? Tell them the truth.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
Guys, go and follow me on Facebook, man. I have like almost 2,000 followers on Facebook already, so it's pretty sweet.
Oh, look this up.
Yeah. If anyone still uses Facebook, right?
Tons of people still use Facebook. Like,
yeah. I don't know how or why. I just know that you can monetize it and make money off it. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but all right, guys. I'll be live tomorrow at 5 as usual. Guys, go and sub to Locke's channel here. Let me drop that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Hold on, guys. Let's do this.
What's the topic?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
We're going to do single mom struggling, I think.
Great topic.
It's going to be something to do with single moms. I believe. Yeah, single mom struggles. Yeah. And then also,
thank you.
We'll do son husbands, and then we'll also do like the single mom effect on society. And I have all these news stories of nugs just shooting.
Oh man!
You guys
I hope you've got the Fallout clip.
Hold on. Hold on. I need to get this clip. Here you go. This is snowboard. Watch.
I don't like nobody. Jews, niggers, Asians, blacks, whites, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, dogs, horses, fish, roaches.
He's like, I don't like nobody.
I am not a racist. I hate everybody aside from any other issue.
I don't like nobody. Jews, niggers, Asians, blacks, whites, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, dogs, horses, fish, roaches.
Pretty much. No, you got that's true equality right there.
Dirty Harry. So good. That's insane. I didn't realize Snowball was so much darker than I thought.
Yeah. Hey, you banging up B-dubs, right? All right, you guys.
Take it easy.
Guys.
Good times.